I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Joe Davis.
Hey, so this morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley." I accidentally left my phone in airplane mode.
That's a two-parter. You got to know. You got to know.
How can you not know?
You got to know a 1970s
How can you
movie.
not know?
I'm sure there are kids out today who don't appreciate
Parenting failure on that one. No,
that.
everybody
That
has.
movie's been on a couple of times. I've seen that the last couple of times.
It's
Julie Haggerty.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. Hands down, top 3 greatest movies.
One of the
all
greatest
time.
performances of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You tell your dad you try dragging Lanier up and down the court 3 times a week.
It's Roger. Read the name tag. What's your vector, Victor? Roger. Over and over.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, what do we got going on today? Joe Davis. Joe, do they call you Joe or do they call you Joe Davis?
Yeah, there's a guy who does play-by-play for the NFL named Joe Davis, so I kind of go by Joe Davis too. So
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think that's me a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, is he the guy? He's the guy who took over for Joe Buck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Joe Davis. Because I've only known you. Anytime anyone refers to you in the station, it's not Joe. It's always Joe Davis. Joe Davis will go do it.
I like that. I
Yeah.
kind of think we should always
Yeah,
be doing
no
that.
one runs around and says, Rose Dalton. They always say Rose.
Yeah.
Nobody says I'm McGraw Millhaven.
True.
But Joe Davis.
Yeah, always.
If somebody said Joe to me, I'm like, who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, Joe Davis. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I know. That's so true.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we got going on. All right. Let's. Today's a special day here at the Big 550 KTRS. I believe. Oh, there she is. Okay, good.
That's what I'm so excited about.
In the first, Jim Ryan, ABC News. There's a whistleblower, DEA agent, who's talking and naming names about some fentanyl that's flowing into New Mexico. We'll get into that with Jim Ryan here in about 12 minutes or so. Karen Travers at the White House. Continuing, United States says one thing, Iran says something else. We'll get into that with Karen Travers. Shannon Kingston's at the State Department. Marco Rubio, he's in the game. He was on the bench. He now gets in the game. He's headed for overseas to continue the talks with Iran. Randy Carricker is going to talk a little sports. Cardinals lose to the Diamondbacks last night. And then our dear, dear friend Ann Morgan from the Penn Show is going to join us in the 9 o'clock hour. This is one of the great stories of all time. I guess this is the 3rd year or the 4th year of the Penn Show. It could be the 4th show of the 4th year of the Penn Show.
Yeah, I would say no more than 4.
And so it all got started because Zach was here, and the Penn Show, the first of its kind in the region, got started here by Ann Morgan. And she came into the radio station, and she bought some time on the radio station to promote the Penn Show. You didn't know this story?
No.
No, Kelly Jackson still might have been here, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're playing a commercial, and Zach, on the commercial break, is like, listen to this commercial. Who would go to a Penn Show? A Penn Show? A Penn? And so we all laugh. We're like, what idiot goes to a Penn Show? And then she asked if she could come on the show and promote the Penn Show. And I said, that's just quirky enough that might be kind of, who goes to a Penn Show? Let's find out who goes to a Penn Show. Or I think we even said, hey, let's get these people on. Who would go? What is a Penn Show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's a Penn Show?
Yeah.
And so the sweetest woman of all time comes in, and she sits down and she tells us a story about how her husband would travel to New York and L.A. and Chicago for Penn Shows, and that St. Louis needed a Penn Show. And we asked her, well, how big are these Penn Shows? And she was like, thousands and thousands of people go to these Penn Shows. We were like, what kind of pens? And so she talked about the fountain pens and the this pen and the that pen, and it's a whole thing. And so we were totally intrigued. So she was like, well, if you want to go, I'll give you a couple passes. So she gave us a pass, and on a Friday, it's out here at Westport, and I was like, I'm going to go check out this Penn Show. Like a moth to a flame. I was like, this is the greatest show in the world.
What is it about it? I can't even really explain it, but it is.
It's a pen show. And yes, they have pens, pilot pens, right? Fountain pens, fountain tip pens. And so the first year, I bought a pilot pen, a black fountain pen. And I came back to the radio station. And oh, man, Joe Davis, did I get ridiculed, mocked, laughed at. Well, they saw you come. Oh, McGraw's going to the pen show. This is a. So I was like, check this out. And they like wrote, they're like, oh, this is kind of fun. Hey, can I get, are you done with that pass? Can I get that I want to go check out this pen show. Pens, writing tablets, but not just any writing tablet. It's the paper, the smoothness of the pen and the paper. And if you're a doodler or if you're a drawer or if you like a good pen. And so I was afraid that if I bought one of these pens, I would lose it. Well, not only have I not lost it, but I clipped I clipped one of the things off and it broke. So now I'm struggling to get to the pen show so I can get it fixed. It's fantastic.
It really is.
And they've got, and then they have not just pens and paper and ink, but then they have like ancillary things that surround pen. Like they have woodworkers who make pen holders.
Sure.
Or woodworkers who make pen boxes, like a cigar box, but you hold your nice pen.
Like a humidor for the pen.
Yeah, exactly. They have people who make, they have books and covers of books, and they turn them into pads. Or they've got like used pens, like a used pen bin. So if you need you lost the top to your Pilot XJ5, you can go and find it.
Nice.
And they have different type of pens and different type of inks and different types of holders and different types. I mean, it's never ending.
It's heavy on the fountain pen, and it's not just for like scrapbooking. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people are like, it's a pen show. It's just going to be a bunch of like, you know.
It isn't a bunch of big pens. Yeah.
No, and it's like, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's a culture. It's a thing. It's worth checking out because we all write. Right.
Not only that,
and
now this is
who doesn't want a pen?
This is the fourth year they've had this thing. It gets bigger every year. Last year, and we'll ask her about it when she comes on, I met this very nice man who lives in St. Louis, and he makes signature pens and sells them all over the world for $15,000, $20,000. And
a pen?
One pen, and it's sort of like the Rolex of pens, and so. Companies commission him to make pens for, retiring executives or something.
Okay.
If you're a Cardinal fan, he'll make a pen that's unique to you about the Cardinals. Or if you like flying, he'll put in, aviation symbols. And if you like, woodworking, he will design the pen to your specifications. And then, you can only imagine how a $10,000 pen writes.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's made a living making high-end pens, but it's a fascinating show. And if you are, I'm not getting a nickel for this. This is just,
I know.
This is just us rambling about the pen show. And about 2 months ago, I was like, hey, when's that pen show coming up?
Yeah, I know. And we will push over old ladies and children to get to the vendors that it
is so much fun. And Emerson last year had I dragged Emerson to this thing. And she loved it.
For a $10,000 pen, I feel like it'd be like a player piano. Does it write for you? You know what I mean? You're like, and go. And it writes letters and does your taxes.
From the Country Club Car Wash text line, big life highlight. I was 7 years old when I saw Airplane at Westport.
What?
When there was a theater. So excited to ride the glass elevator on the outside of the building.
Where was the theater?
Where Westport Social is.
Okay. Oh. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Where was this glass elevator?
It's over here. Yeah.
Oh, it's still here?
Yeah, I think it's still here. Yeah.
I need to explain. I come in the same way every morning.
Westport's a pretty nice place. You check it out. The train wreck's right over here.
I know, and I came up for the first time going, oh, there's this whole new, there's a big baseball in the field, and there's like all this. It's actually really cool.
All right, let's check in with Captain Paul Kopsky. We'll see you at the pen show, won't we, Captain Paul?
I'll try to make it.
You write with your toes, so you write a little chicken scratch. You need to sharpen up your writing skills.
You're right.
In the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, here's Captain Paul.
On 70 West, they are wrapping up some early morning road work that has caused some congestion between Wentzville Parkway and Forest Hill. There's road work on 5570 East between Illinois 203 and Fairmount. And a reminder that MoDOT says 44 will remain closed between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge through at least this coming Sunday, June 28th. That's due to the sinkhole near the Dome. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
A busy forecast really all the way through the weekend. Some on and off showers and thunderstorms for the next 4 days. Humidity climbs today. Let's be ready for some spotty showers and thunderstorms midday into the afternoon and early this evening. Then we'll quiet down tonight. Today's high at about 83. Partly cloudy and dry for the overnight hours, down to 69 for a mild low. We start dry on Thursday, but then storms move in the afternoon, linger into Thursday night. Could be some pockets of localized flooding out there with some heavy rain. 85 for the high tomorrow. More rain and storms on Friday, too. And don't forget, we're still on track for a significant heat wave from late this weekend into next week. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's check in with St. Louis Closet Company. Because once you buy the pens, then you have to put the pens somewhere. You can't just throw them willy-nilly on the desktop. You need a nice organization, and that's where St. Louis Closet Company comes in. St. Louis Closet Company, it's a great company to help you organize, whether it's kids' closets, pantries, Murphy beds, adults, master bedroom suites, and everything else, right? We know that staples. But what you may not know is that St. Louis Closet Company is just a great company in general. It's such a great St. Louis company. They are constantly giving back to the community. They're constantly helping out smaller businesses who are just trying to get started. She's such a great resource for so many women-owned businesses. Jennifer Williams and the family over there. What a true St. Louis family, because they've done it right for all these many years. They hire local. They take care of their employees. They make sure they are well taken care of. They bend over backwards to make sure they're all part of the family. And they are part of the family over there at St. Louis Closet Company. And all they ask is that you give them an opportunity to earn your business. So go the extra mile and make sure it's St. Louis Closet Company and not somebody who's trying to pretend to be St. Louis Closet Company. Because I think when you compare apples to apples, St. Louis Closet Company, whether their styles, their designs, their customer service, their pricing, when it's all said and done, I think you'll come to the conclusion that so many other St. Louisans have come to for the last 30-plus years, and that St. Louis Closet Company will organize everything you need and do it with a smile and do it with a design that is exactly what you want. Buying closets and getting organized should be fun, and St. Louis Closet Company puts the fun in organization. Except there's no fun in organization. Story of the Hold that thought. Let me get through this. St. Louis Closet Company, 314-781-9000 or stlouisclosetco.com.
My name is Dan Head, owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. This combination makes us unique in the market. Essentially, if you dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality. Give us a call at 314-822-3232 or visit us at our Kirkwood showroom or online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
When you own a Patriot sunroom, you've got outdoor living indoors.
A new way of banking is a touch away at Royal Banks of Missouri. Gone are the days of rushing to the bank before closing time. Visit their interactive teller machines to receive live assistance from a real Royal Banks employee. even in the evenings and on Saturdays. Whether you need to make a deposit, loan payment, or anything in between, you can enjoy simple, secure banking support with a friendly face you know and trust. Visit RoyalBanksofMo.com to find an ITM near you. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, where they do things right. They combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service you can trust. And with Window Depot's buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Mention the Heidi special and receive 60% off installation with low payment options or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. Call 636-939-4800 or online at windowdepotstl.com.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
.621 here at Big 550 KTRS. Jim Ryan joins us, ABC News correspondent. Jim Ryan, thanks for checking in as always.
Hey, sure.
Tell us about this whistleblower.
It's an interesting story, fascinating, a little bit terrifying. This DEA whistleblower, David Howell, has worked for DEA for the last 19 years. Says that he's suddenly riding a desk because he was taken off the street in investigations for blowing the whistle on what he says is a policy that may have cost lives in New Mexico where he works. He said it worked like this. During an investigation, during wiretaps or surveillance, drug dealers who came into New Mexico were essentially allowed to go where they pleased and, in fact, distribute their drugs as investigators tried to work up the supply chain to find the places where all those drugs were coming from, specifically fentanyl. So while nationally there's been a decline, a fairly dramatic decline in the number of fentanyl overdose deaths in the last year or two, the number has risen, has surged in New Mexico. David Howell says he thinks this policy is probably part of the reason for that.
So, in other words, they allowed the drugs to flow into the country so they could see where they were going so they could take them out?
Exactly, and that's the thing. And the DEA said that they've said that this did bear some fruit, that they were able to make some fairly significant drug busts of manufacturers and major distributors. And yet still we had some smaller distributors, the street-level dealers who were putting their drugs onto the street in New Mexico. Could be hundreds of thousands of tablets. Some estimates say the number could be into the millions of tablets.
When was this policy enacted and how long did it last?
It's hard to say when it came into being, but it at least goes back to about 2019. In 2019, there was a new policy that emphasized trying to get these drugs off the street, but in essentially violation of that policy, DEA agents there in New Mexico were, letting some of the drugs go, walking them is what the term is for that. And so it's been at least 6 years or so since this has been going on. We may learn much more about that. 2 other whistleblowers have come forward since, people working inside the DEA. Congress may get involved. That primary whistleblower, David Howell, is to talk to some members of Congress today.
Is it still going on?
That's hard to say. Is it still going on? I certainly would hope not. I think the local law enforcement in New Mexico, Santa Fe and Albuquerque and other places there are hoping that it's not going on because they eventually have to see the results of that.
Yeah, really very interesting. I mean, heartbreaking nonetheless. And I can see how in a certain way that policy makes sense, but it's like operating on somebody to kill them to save somebody else, right? I mean, what's the ethical issue here is you're allowing some people to be infected with drugs to sort of save others. It's a moral dilemma. And so this whistleblower is testifying today. Is he testifying because it's against the law, or he was just against the policy?
Well, he may not be testifying at all. I think he's being interviewed, maybe privately, behind closed doors by some members of Congress. And it's not going to be a committee hearing or a subcommittee. It would be more personal interviews with this person. The documents made their way to Congress a couple of weeks ago, I suppose, and the names were all blacked out. But somebody at the AP figured out who this person was, got a hold of him, and he's been more than willing to talk.
Interesting. But, I mean, is he alleging that laws were broken, or he's alleging that it's just a bad policy?
I suspect both. You know, I mean, the policy is one thing, and policies are they sort of are a gray area between legal and illegal. In some cases, you see that, and so I think the policy is going to be a major problem. That if there was illegality, I mean, there could be charges down the road. Yeah,
Jim Ryan, ABC News. Thanks. Good stuff, Jim.
All right.
Yeah.
See you, McGraw.
You gotcha. Let me make a prediction on this. Let me make a crass prediction on this. We're just starting to find out more. Jim Ryan said it goes back to 2019, or might go all the way back to 2019. If this was enacted during the Trump administration, Democrats are going to be very, very, very upset with this. If this started under the Biden administration, Republicans are going to be very, very upset with this. So wait till you and if it was enacted in the Trump administration and then carried through the Biden administration, then this story probably won't go very, very far because both sides can be criticized, and so they'll brush it under the rug. Interesting. Jim Ryan, ABC News. Stay right there. Karen Travers from the White House. Mixed messaging coming out of the White House when it comes to this Iran. J.D. Vance saying nuclear inspectors from the UN are allowed in. Iran saying no, they're not. So we'll get into that with Karen Travers here at 6:50. It's 6:26 right now, Big 550 KTRS. Let's talk about protecting your assets. Matthew Furr, Jay Lennox, Carol Stolzer, Rudy Beck, those are the lawyers who are part of BeckElderLaw.com for 50-plus years. Their offices have been in St. Charles, but they have helped people from all over the St. Louis metropolitan area, both sides of the river, get their financial house in order. Oftentimes, you delay, I'll put it off until tomorrow. Oh, let's get through the holidays. Let's get through the summer. When we come back from break, right after the 4th of July, and you keep sort of telling yourself you're going to get to it eventually. Eventually, you're going to run out of time, and eventually, you're going to get to a mess. Did you ever talk to somebody who's in the middle of a generational financial mess? It is no fun. There are ways to avoid that, and one of the best ways is to make a meeting with BeckElderLaw.com. Make the meeting, get it on the books, and then once it's on the books, everything else is simple. Then they will figure out the best way to carry out your wishes, whether it's from your parents' generation or to the next generation, your kids, the grandkids. You want to make sure your wishes are upheld. You want to make sure it is all done right. You want to make sure whatever it is your wishes are, but your finances need to be in order, and that's where Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, Karen Stolzer, and Matthew Furr come in. BeckElderLaw.com. Get it on the books and get going. 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com.
Celebrate America 250 at the Bond County Fourth Fest, July 3rd and 4th in Greenville, Illinois. Free concerts all weekend long, including the ultimate Garth Brooks tribute and the Artemis Pyle Band, legacy member of Lynyrd Skynyrd. Carnival, Princess Party, Captain America, and more. Fireworks on the 3rd and a patriotic laser show on the 4th. Visit myfourthfest.com. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois, in partnership with the City of Greenville.
Since 1976, thousands of businesses have relied upon the tax reduction strategies provided by Capital Advisory Group to help them keep more of what they earn, reduce their tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. Hi, I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and the author of the 2 #1 best-selling books on taxes, Keep What's Yours and Keeping What's Yours. We're celebrating 50 years helping small businesses grow and thrive by minimizing the financial risk to their businesses, reducing their tax liability, and growing their wealth using strategic tax planning. The Fed is hinting that inflation and interest rates will continue to rise in the months ahead. If you're relying on investment advice from someone who isn't familiar with the tax strategy and feel like you might be paying more than your fair share in taxes, give us a call, 636-394-5524, capitaladvisorygrp.com. Again, the number is 636-394-5524.
Don't miss summer. Start your next adventure at Byerly RV. All June long, you can save up to $500 on all in-stock RVs during our RV savings event. Plus, to celebrate National Go RVing Day, we're turning up the savings. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th only, you can save up to $5,000 on select RVs. Don't wait to start making memories. Your next adventure is just a drive away. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka, Missouri, or shop online at ByerlyRV.com.
Meep, meep.
St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Let's get into Captain Paul Kopsky in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
McGraw, no accidents or slow traffic right now. There is road work on 5570 East between Illinois 203 and Fairmount Avenue. A reminder that MoDOT says 44 will remain closed between the Musial Bridge and the Poplar Street Bridge through at least this coming Sunday, June 28th. That's due to the sinkhole near the Dome. And in Caseyville, Illinois, the ramps from 157 to 64 East and from 64 East to 157 are closed until next Monday at 4 p.m. for road work. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather-wise, we've got thunderstorms, possible thunderstorms today, later in the afternoon, high of 85. And then overnight tonight, cloudy skies, 68. We got some more rain in the forecast tomorrow, some afternoon thunderstorms as well. Some small hail possible in the forecast for tomorrow, high of 84. And then Friday, we get more thunderstorms, and Saturday, we get more showers. So we're in a little bit of a pattern right here. It is currently 69 officially at 6:31. Let's go back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
8 people accused by the Justice Department of having ties to Antifa have been sentenced to decades in federal prison over a shooting outside a Texas immigration detention center during a protest. Former U.S. Marine Corps reservist Benjamin Song, convicted of attempted murder in the shooting, was sentenced to 100 years in prison. The 7 other protesters received prison terms ranging from 30 to 70 years. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte will check in face-to-face with President Donald Trump today. He's visiting the U.S. leader 2 weeks before Trump is set to join his counterparts at the Military Alliance's annual summit. In local headlines, Amendment 5 will be the focus of a town hall meeting tonight in Fenton. It will be held at the St. Louis County GOP headquarters at 7 this evening. And the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety is now accepting nominations for individuals and organizations to be recognized for their efforts in making the state's roadways safe. Nominations must be submitted by July 31st. The winners will be announced at the 2026 Mo Show Me Zero Conference in Columbia on September 10th. 70 degrees, time now is 6:32. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Summer is officially here. Time for outdoor activities, sporting events, seasonal festivals, everything but cooking. Treat Dad to a great breakfast. The best in St. Louis, according to the Post-Dispatch. Lunch while you're out and about, or a terrific home-style dinner. Nobody is disappointed with Gingham's. And don't forget our fabulous desserts. We're open 24 hours a day, so no matter when hunger strikes, Gingham's is open and ready to serve you.
Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant in St. Charles, 636-946-0266 or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
Mrs. Weiland, why don't you go ahead and read the top line for me?
I should.
Next line.
Get my retirement, what's that?
Checked, Mrs. Weiland. Get your retirement checked.
Planning retirement on your own doesn't pass the eye test. Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost at Ricken Financial can help bring your retirement into focus. Call 314-207-6211. Ricken Financial, making sure your retirement vision is 2020.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Something is happening in St. Louis. People are driving past other Kia dealers and heading straight to HW Kia. Why? Payments. Lease a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. That's right. A new K4 just $189 a month on a 24-month lease. That payment is skimpier than summer swimwear. Plus, HW Kia needs your trade like St. Louis needs air conditioning. Get up to $3,000 over book value for your trade. Running or not, pretty or not, paid off or not. HW Kia wants it. If your credit's a little sunburned, don't panic. HW Kia wants to work with you. So keep driving past those other dealers and get to HW Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see you in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, $36.95 lease time. Discount includes $850 in lease cash, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus $95 license and fee expires 6/30/26.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
.36 here. Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. We've been leaning on her quite a bit with all the news coming out of this deal. Karen Travers, the White House is saying something and Iran is saying something else. What's going on?
Yeah, this is on the issue of nuclear inspections and inspectors coming back into the country. The president and the vice president have said it's happening, that Iran has agreed to this. And then Iran said yesterday that they have not, that they have no plans for this at this point. And the president was pushed on this yesterday, and he said they're wrong. They know they're wrong. They told us during the meetings they were going to do this. And he said if they were right, I'd cancel the meetings right now. He had also threatened on social media yesterday that if Iran did not agree to this, there would be no further negotiations. And the vice president on Monday had touted this as a major milestone, a big deal, as part of the talks in Switzerland over the weekend. So they really were hyping this up, only to see the Iranians throw a lot of cold water on the process. Today, the head of the UN nuclear agency had said that Iran's nuclear sites would be inspected, but it's unclear when. So that's still kind of, indicating they want to go forward, but not yet clear on where the process is at this point. But in some ways, it would be a return to a status quo because nuclear inspections were part of the agreement with Iran during the Obama administration back in 2015. That, of course, is an agreement that President Trump, when he first came into office, pulled the U.S. out of. He tore it up. And then Iran began to limit the inspections. So if they do allow it in a fulsome way, it just gets back to where things had been in years past.
Yeah, all right. Now, with that going on, there was a symbolic vote on the War Powers Act yesterday. What happened?
Yeah, the Senate now voting on the War Powers Act that would end the war in Iran unless the president seeks congressional approval. 4 Republicans joined Democrats to end the war, including Senator Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul. This is largely symbolic. It is unlikely to force any change in policy, but it does indicate that, you have Republicans who are concerned about the direction. They're concerned that, this is an unpopular war right now with the American people. President, no surprise, reacted very strongly to this in a late-night post, calling it a poorly timed and meaningless War Powers Act vote. He said that the senators have made his job more difficult, and he also said that they have provided aid and comfort to the enemy, which essentially seems to be accusing them of treason.
All right. Now, with that being said, President Trump's going to meet with these Republican senators today?
He's meeting with all of them. He's going up for the, weekly Senate policy lunch for Republicans. He was invited by Senator Rick Scott. So he will be heading up to Capitol Hill later this morning, spending a couple hours up there. could be an interesting lunch. It's closed doors. We won't get to see it, but, lawmakers could talk afterwards. The president could also talk to reporters up there afterwards. But, there's a lot on the agenda that he wants to talk about, things that he wants them to get done, but also they want him to, they would like to give their opinion on the war and other policy issues as well. So we'll see what comes out of that one.
Yeah, that could be a little contentious. That could make some news. Republicans sitting down with President Trump talking about the SAVE Act and this War Powers Act, as well as the deal he cut with Iran. So we'll see and wait and see what happens there. Karen Travers, good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recap.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Karen Travers, ABC News here on the Big 550 KTRS. In New York, primaries being what they are, I know it's not that big of a deal here in Missouri and Illinois, but this is interesting. Jack Kennedy Schlossberg is the grandson of John F. Kennedy, the son of Carolyn Kennedy. He was running to replace Jerry Nadler, the retiring Democrat in Manhattan. Now, what's interesting about this is there were a number of people who ran in this race, Jack Kennedy Schlossberg being one of them, the other one being George Conway, Republican, now running as a Democrat, was married to Kellyanne Conway, the architect of President Trump's first term, also the architect of the Paula Jones lawsuit that helped bring down and bring to impeachment hearings Bill Clinton. So the man who was instrumental in pulling the strings to get the Paula Jones lawsuit up and going and running, funded and lasting, right? Whitewater and Paula Jones and all that type of stuff, ultimately leading to Monica Lewinsky. The man who was the architect of that was running as a Democrat against Jack Kennedy Schlossberg. So who won? Great question. Who won? Well, both of them got trounced, okay? Jack Kennedy Schlossberg got about 10% of the vote. George Conway got about 6% of the vote. But here's the interesting thing. The grandson of John F. Kennedy had the name, the likeness, the image, the machine, and $40 million in PAC money, and got 10% of the vote in a Democratic primary. Man, $40 million doesn't buy you what it used to.
Do you have to? So he lost. Where does that money go? Do you have to give it back? What?
No, he bought advertising and campaign slogans and buttons and lunches and.
So how does that work? Like
staff
they backed him for that, and then he loses, and they're like, "All right, you gotta make good on."
It's I don't know if it was his own money or his other cousins who all threw in $1 million. 40 of his cousins all threw in $1 million. Maybe it was from his trust fund or something. Maybe Beck Elder Law, was able to finagle some stuff from
That's a tough.
Joseph Kennedy, and so he was able to use some of his own family money. Who knows? But $40 million was spent to get 33-year-old Jack Kennedy Schlossberg elected. The truth is the Democratic Party, the Democratic primary is the general election. Whoever wins the Democratic primary is going to win the general election. But still, Micah Lasher, the assemblyman who was endorsed by Jerry Nadler, he was the one who won the primary. So a guy named Micah Lasher beat both Jack Kennedy Schlossberg and George Conway. I mean, crushed him. Yeah, crazy stuff. Right?
$40 million.
$40 million.
That's a tough loss.
And the district is like from the east side to the west side. I mean, that's his whole district. There's so many people in that district. It's not very big, right? I mean, like, district here in Missouri, Wesley Bell's district goes way out into the rural communities and down south and north, right? It's all, but in New York, there's so many people, such high density. It's 6 blocks. It's a little bit bigger than that, but you understand what I'm saying. But anyway, $40 million down the tubes. He spent $40 million so he could help people. Maybe if he just took that $40 million and actually helped people,
that's my point. Like,
he
it's
would
just
do more
right.
good.
So $40 million. So that's just who gets. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do a lot of good for poor people, spending $40 million trying to do good for poor people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Crazy. 6:45 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul, once again, St. Louis Classic Company Traffic Center.
McGraw 30 East is slow between Ronning and 270 in Sunset Hills. In Illinois, 255 North is crowded from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road. There's road work on 5570 East between Illinois 203 and Fairmount. And checking some drive times, it's a 10-minute ride from 270 and 55 up to Manchester, 9 minutes to go from 64 and McKnight to Jefferson, and just a 7-minute run from 170 and St. Charles Rock Road down to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets itself apart from many other senior communities. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Today kicks off an active period of weather with on and off rain and storms all the way through Saturday. So humidity on the rise through the day today. Let's be ready for some hit and miss rain and storms midday into the afternoon and early evening. Today's high at about 83. Then we're partly cloudy and dry tonight, 69 for a mild low. Thursday starts out dry, but rain and storms move in through the afternoon and linger into Thursday night. Heavy rain and pockets of flooding are possible. 85 for the high tomorrow with even more rain and storms on the way for Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550. KTRS.
Thank you, Matt Chambers. Let's talk flowers, because if you need flowers, what you're going to need is Walter Knoll Florist. What's great about Walter Knoll Florist is that they know how to do it right. Let's talk about weddings for just a second, because a lot of people are getting engaged, a lot of wedding seasons and now, and so you're going to walk into a wedding, and if it's done by Walter Knoll, you're going to know it, because you're going to notice the centerpieces, you're going to know the flowers on the altar, you're going to know the flowers with the groom and the bride and the whole wedding party. You're going to notice that stuff. And when you go to a wedding with Walter Knoll, you know that it is top notch. You know that it is just right. It's just that little touch of class with Walter Knoll Florist. Whether it's a happy occasion or a sad occasion, it's Walter Knoll Florist. 1-800-341-ROSE, 1-800-341-ROSE. Walk into any one of their locations. Make sure you keep it local. Walter Knoll will take care of you, whether it's a wedding, an anniversary, a rehearsal dinner, a graduation, bar mitzvah, confirmation. If you need flowers, you need Walter Knoll. Let Walter Knoll be your family florist.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green. Online at jewelsonhampton.com.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hey, it's former Blue Cam Jansen. If you've been thinking about a hot tub or a swim spa, trust me, you don't need to look any further than Spas and More. They got a full lineup of hot tubs, swim spas, cold tubs, and saunas. All made right here in the Midwest by Master Spas. Spas and More is located at 12957 Gravoy Road in Sunset Hills. Stop by the showroom and check it out for yourself, or visit spasandmorestl.com. That's Spas and More. Go see my girl Angie and her team. They'll treat you great.
Are you looking to buy a new home, set money aside for college, or start planning for retirement? Royal Banks of Missouri is here to create a personalized savings strategy that works for you and your financial goals. From roundup savings to money market to individual retirement accounts, they offer a variety of options to help you save for life's most memorable moments. Call 314-212-1500 or visit a location near you to learn more. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Make a splash this summer with Dogtown Pizza. The weather and the pizza ovens are heating up, so stock up on 12 different flavors of your favorite Dogtown. Why cook hamburgers on the grill when you can get a hamburger pizza? Hot chicken, the SOB and for me, and from the garden, tomato, basil, garlic, and the veggie. Make your next pool party a pizza party with 12 different flavors of Dogtown. One for every swimmer in your house. Make it a Dogtown summer at every local grocery store and dogtownpizza.com.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
Inland Marine Boats in Barnard has been serving your boating needs for 40 years. Hi, I'm Jim, and this is my son, Ryan.
Remember, you only get 18 summers with your kids. Make the most of them with a boat from Inland Marine Boats, your Mercury Marine dealer.
McGraw, live in the morning on KTRX.
A man walks down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle?
6:52 here, Big 550 KTRS. Back to this Jack Kennedy Schlossberg story, which I'm fascinated by. $40 million. He put $1 million, Rosie, you're asking, he put $1 million of his own money in there. Ended up getting 11% of the vote. He got 11,000 votes. Spent $40 million and got 11,000 votes in the Democratic primary and lost. What's interesting about this is when he first announced he was running, everybody was so excited. Why were they so excited? Because he had such a large presence online with social media.
Oh no!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, he had a lot of support on social media. Social media was going to carry him through the day.
So he raised 39 million.
Yeah, contributed and raised and whatever else. Yeah.
Was he using social media as were people like content creators endorsing him and things like that?
Oh yeah. Oh no. He had the full support of the social media. Oh yeah, had a big presence on social media. Yeah. Yeah.
So he thought that's.
Well, I'm not. I mean, They said that he didn't run a very good campaign. He was somewhat erratic. He missed meetings. He, wasn't the greatest candidate. First time he ran, thought he could. I'm speculating. Thought he could just, rest on the Kennedy name and the $40 million. And I'm Jack Kennedy, and I've lived this life of privilege, and you people should vote for me. And well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to help people. So he didn't have much of a message, but he did have a big presence online, social media. And so now Spencer Pratt in L.A., big social media presence. Where'd that get him? Jack Schlossberger, where'd that get you? So good thing you people have all this attention on social media. Still the old school. Now, there's another story that's brewing. I don't know if we can say it yet, but it's bordering on the hilarious. and that is this reflecting pool story, which I care so little about. I do not care about this story. But you can't escape it.
Right.
It's the Taylor Swift of politics. It's everywhere. You can't turn around. You can't turn on any newscast, pick up any newspaper, read any website without somebody having a story about this a reflecting pool. So you can't escape it. But now, apparently, there's some speculation, and I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but shortly after President Trump claims there is video of somebody taking a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Somebody taking a knife to the rubber bottom of the reflecting pool and apparently running down the middle of it with a knife and cutting the rubber gasket that they put on, and then was able to then saboteur. We have a saboteur. There's a saboteur here. And they were able to vandalize a reflecting pool. Now, I haven't seen the video. The video hasn't been released. President Trump claims there's a video. Who knows?
Is this the former Olympian or something too?
Well, they have a video of him going, picking up the putting his hand in the water.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily call that vandalizing. But here's the I haven't seen the video of the guy with a knife running down the middle cutting the membrane. But I have seen a video of President Trump's motorcade driving on the reflecting pool before it was filled with water, but after the rubber matting was down. And so maybe, just maybe, the presidential motorcade driving on the reflecting pool's floor after the coating was put down might have damaged some of the reflecting pool rubber membrane. Possible?
Oh,
I don't know. But the guy keeps claiming that he has video of somebody cut. But the only video I've seen is him and his motorcade riding on the bottom of the reflecting pool.
When and why did they do that? Like why?
He wanted to inspect it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so
he wanted to inspect it, so he drove on it. Instead of walking up to the side and saying, "Oh, isn't this nice?"
Not to be obvious, then clearly that's the issue, right? Like, I mean, I'm guessing.
Could it?
No one's weighing in, going that tires probably. Started.
It isn't like one of those garage coatings where they can. It's not that.
I'm picturing the bottom of a normal swimming pool, like that tarp thing that gets ripped, with, you know, and then you're like.
So I don't know if it was a membrane or just rubber from the guy who put the rubber in the boat and then ran on the boat in the river. Right? You know those commercials, Flex Steel. I don't know if it was Flex Steel or not.
Just put that at the bottom.
Yeah.
And call it a day. Clearly, that stuff is indestructible.
Right. So I don't know if it was Flex Steel or some variation thereof.
Flex Steel. He's in a glass bottom boat in the middle of a pond.
Exactly. Why don't they use Flex Steel? That'll solve the problem. But I don't know if it was dry enough or if the presidential motorcade, somehow, having 10 cars ride over the thing might have done some damage. Maybe who knows? But we do know that I've seen the video of the motorcade riding in the reflecting pool.
You may be onto something.
I don't know.
Flex Steel. If they order now, they can get a second one free. Just pay shipping
I would
and handling.
think, where's the duct tape? Just get some duct tape. Get some blue duct tape. That solves just about everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
Zip ties and duct tape.
Well, yeah, you don't need $13 million. Let's get some duct tape. The algae, forget about it. 6:58 here, Big 550 KTR. So what? The story will not go away. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Private Company Traffic Center. Take it away.
McGraw 30 East is slow between Ronning and 270 in Sunset Hills. In Illinois, 255 North is crowded from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road. There's road work on 5570 East between Illinois 203 and Fairmount Avenue. 270 North is on the move right now from South County to Town and Country. It's a 10-minute ride from 270 and 55 up to Manchester, 9 minutes from 64 and McKnight to Jefferson, and a quick 7-minute ride from 170 and St. Charles Rock Road down to 64. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather-wise, for the next couple of days, what do we got going on? We've got Phil Swift is the pitch man for that company. Is that the guy's name, Phil Swift? I thought it was Andrew Sullivan. I thought that was the guy for Flex Steel, or was that the other guy?
There's been multiple spokes.
The one guy died.
One guy died.
Yeah, the one guy.
Mays,
He hit his head or something.
William Mays or something.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. It's important.
Flex Steel, or why don't they get Ron Popeil to get hair in a can? That was the best. You have a bald spot. You have a bald spot. Gone. That's the best. All right, what do we got? Let's do weather-wise. Today it's going to be high of 85 with some afternoon thunderstorms. 64 right now, 7 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
Station identification.
KTRS St. Louis.
Streaming live at KTRS.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. An Iranian diplomat is now rejecting comments from the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, who said earlier today his inspectors would be going to Iran to look over nuclear sites. President Trump is expected to huddle today with Republicans on Capitol Hill as confusion continues over exactly what is contained in the Memorandum of Understanding. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
The Trump administration says a deal has been reached to allow inspections of Iran's nuclear facilities, but Iran flat out denies it.
They're wrong. They know they're wrong. They told us inside, and we have it down 100% inspections. And if they were right, I'd cancel the meetings right now.
The head of the UN's nuclear agency signaling Iran's nuclear sites would be inspected.
Whether this happens today after tomorrow or in 1 week or in 10 days.
But it's unclear when.
While at the Capitol, President Trump will sign the new housing bill into law that bans big Wall Street investors from buying up single-family homes. In Texas, the family of a woman killed by a Tesla driver has now filed a lawsuit against the driver and the car maker.
Local and federal investigators have yet to determine why a Tesla Model 3 slammed into the Houston area home where Martha Avila lived. Her son-in-law, Justin Barber, doesn't want people to jump to conclusions.
This world has enough animosity amongst parties.
At the same time, says Avila's daughter, Jennifer,
I just want some justice.
The couple is suing the driver and Tesla for undisclosed damages.
The driver says the autopilot malfunctioned, a claim that has yet to be verified. Europe's life-threatening heat wave continues. ABC's James Longman is sweating it out in London.
In France, it was the hottest day on record. Icons of Paris, the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre had to close early to keep tourists safe. With hundreds of schools closed and trains cancelled, crowds are flocking to lakes and rivers to beat the heat.
That, however, has led to a surge in drowning deaths. In London, the hot weather has caused them to cancel the changing of the guard all week. You're listening to ABC News.
You know, summer reading isn't just for kids. St. Louis County Library's Adult Summer Reading Club is happening June 1st through August 10th. You can sign up and receive a free book when you register. The program offers great prizes like books, Cardinals tickets, and gift cards. There's also fun programming happening all summer long. You can learn more at slcl.org.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com.
Summer in St. Louis means oppressive heat and humidity. Now's the time to take advantage of Aldon Heating and Cooling's $79 AC check with a free home air quality snapshot. And summer is allergy season. Now's the time to take advantage of Aldon's $200 off an allergy relief package, which includes an air scrubber and filtration system. Book your appointment now as spaces are filling up fast. Certain restrictions apply. And for information on a state-of-the-art dike and fit system, visit al-don.com.
Heidi Glaus, Josh Gilbert, and Bob Ramsey.
Weekday afternoons at 3
On the Big 550.
Always current and always on.
KTRS.
70 degrees at 7:03. Here's what's happening now. Budget cuts for the St. Louis County Jail and Juvenile Center will go into effect today. This comes after the county council delayed approving $2.9 million to keep medical staff working at both facilities. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page and several people spoke out about the situation at last night's meeting. More than 400 people nationwide are charged with health care fraud. This was a result of the Justice Department's 2026 National Health Care Fraud Takedown. 17 of those charged are in the state of Illinois and 24 in Missouri. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway released a statement which reads in part, quote, "Our office is putting fraudsters on notice. If you steal from our Missouri Medicaid program, we will find you and we will hold you accountable," end quote. Railroad crossings in St. Louis have seen multiple serious incidents in recent years, including fatal collisions. KTRS's Steve Potter reports on ENS Sign Awareness Day.
Last year, an Amtrak train struck and killed a man just blocks from Tower Grove Park. ENS stands for Emergency Notification System, and Missouri is participating in ENS Sign Awareness Day, which is today. Those signs are located at railroad crossings and colored in blue and white, and display a phone number for you to call in an emergency and a crossing number to identify your location. Today's message is being shared in public service announcements that remind the public that if you or someone you see gets stuck on train tracks, look for the blue and white sign and call the number.
Remember, find the blue and white to save your life.
The blue and white signs can also be used to report non-emergencies such as malfunctioning warning gates and signals. Blue and White Sign Awareness Day is held every year on June 24th. Steve Potter, KTRS News.
The city of Ladue will hold a meeting today on a controversial redevelopment plan. The city of Ladue is reviewing a plan to redevelop the former Rock Hill Quarry site near McKnight Road and Old Warson Road. City documents show the project would redevelop about 50 acres. The plan includes 235 apartments, about 9,000 square feet of commercial space, and 42 single-family residential lots. Today's meeting is scheduled from 4 to 6 p.m. at the St. Louis County Library's Clark Family Branch. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Noel Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. 70 degrees. Time now is 7:06. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Oh, not the mixed use, not the first apartment complex in Ladue. They wouldn't allow that, would they?
I think mixed use is the kiss of death.
I think they should put a data center right there. Yeah, but it won't be too big. It'll be just small enough.
So it's not going to be hyperscale.
Yeah, so it's not hyperscale. Yeah, no.
It's baby scale. Hypo scale.
I mean, if they were smart and they put a data center in there, the people in Ladue's taxes would plummet, right? I mean, those people don't like paying taxes.
Why can't they put the apartment building on top of the data center?
Ooh, even better.
They can share
Rose.
Water.
That's an idea. Yeah, they can take a bath and then have that funnel down right into the data center and then have it rotate back up. Yeah. Love it.
Oh.
7:06 here, Big 550 KTRS. Flex Seal, not Flex Steel.
Oh, that's right.
Flex Seal.
That's why when I kept Googling it came up with furniture.
Here's another one. Billy Mays is dead. Yeah, we mentioned that. Here's another one. I guess the next time I put my new liner in my pool, I'll drive over it first. No.
Isn't that standard practice? Once you line it,
you put the liner in first, then you drive in the pool. That's, right. Yeah. Like it was designed for vehicles to drive on it. Stupid. Yeah, we'll wait and see. But it was sealed and done. There are pictures. There's video. There's pictures. Snopes. Go to Snopes.
Has this ever happened before, though? Do we know? Has any...
That a presidential motorcade drove over it?
Or any vehicle?
I believe Lincoln's motorcade drove through it. Yeah.
Those tires.
Yeah. William Benjamin Henry Harrison drove over it back in the old days.
The horse and carriage really tore up the
love. Okay, so there's a story in the Post-Dispatch. Our friend Derek Gould, who, by the way, is a very nice man and a great at what he does. There's a story in today's newspaper that the St. Louis Cardinals are holding a news conference today. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Today to discuss next generation of ownership taking over. Now, before you start freaking out, I just read the full article, and it is certainly implied by the DeWitts that the team is calling this important news regarding ownership and organizational leadership. But with that being said, before people start freaking out, It seems, if you read between the lines and read what they say, and that this seems to be some type of plan to continue the family ownership of the team. Bill DeWitt III has been quoted as saying, look, I'm not getting any younger. I'm not going to be here forever. We need to protect the leadership of this organization. And Bill DeWitt III, who is president of the organization, been president for a while, is taking a larger and larger role in the operation of the club. And so you would assume, reading this article and reading between the lines and what they've said, is that today seems like, this talk about estate planning and all that type of stuff. I mean, you need to, you got to have some lawyers in the room to figure out how to do this, because the Dodgers, right, the O'Malleys sold because the family got older, and they apparently for whatever reason, they sold it to the next generation. But the Yankees, the Steinbrenners, right, George Steinbrenner passed away, but then gave ownership, and then the ownership was then taken over by his sons. So it can be done either way, depending on what the family wants. But it sounds like this news conference today is about the transition from one generation to the next of the DeWitt family. If you remember, the Bill DeWitt the first was an executive with the St. Louis Browns. So the family is a baseball family. I think they owned a small portion of the Cincinnati Reds for a while. At least the father did, maybe. But there's some connection with the Cincinnati Reds. And then, of course, we know Bill DeWitt Jr. Bought the Texas Rangers with George W. Bush, and turned around, sold that, and then turned around and then bought the St. Louis Cardinals, and then has owned it since the early 90s, I guess. So they call themselves baseball lifers, and I would argue probably one of the best owners in all of baseball for all sorts of reasons. I have a guilty as charged as having a great respect for the ownership and the team and their commitment to the city and to the region and everything else. And they're great baseball people. And be careful what you wish for. Because if you grew up a Mets fan, you know what good ownership is versus bad ownership. If you grew up a Cubs fan, if you grew up any number of teams fans of, you realize what bad ownership is. If you are a New York Knicks fan, you know what bad ownership is, okay? So count yourself lucky. The glass is well more than half full when it comes to the DeWitts. But just interesting that they're holding a news conference today to talk. I mean, I don't really think, there's always been wild speculation that they want to sell or somebody wants to buy, or, you know, there's rumors that this new Hoffman family that came in and bought the Post-Dispatch now wants to buy the Cardinals, and they're going to give up ownership, and who wants to buy it, and there's so many other people. So everybody loves a good gossip story. But it sounds like, reading Derek Gould today, that it's going to be a conversation and a news conference about how they're just transitioning from one generation to the next. And I don't think they're going to show us the lawyer documents or the I don't know if Rudy Beck's going to be there telling us exactly how they're working the money side of this whole thing. But it sounds like it's at least public. They're going public with the transition. I don't know if Bill DeWitt Jr. is going to step back more, or the third is going to step up more, or whatever else. We'll wait and see. But I don't know if it's a big earth-shattering story that somebody's going to come in and, you know, I don't think there's a Stan Kroenke that's going to come in and buy half the team and then wait for Bill DeWitt Jr. to pass away and then, you know, have the first option to buy. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's that situation, because that was, right, that news conference was the first step of the Rams out the door when they invited Stan Kroenke into the ownership group, right? I don't think it's anything like that. So, but we'll wait and see what happens today. But it's an interesting story nonetheless. 7:13 here, Big 550 KTRS. Now let's talk Stages. Stages is a theater company here in St. Louis, and their home is in the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center in downtown Kirkwood, right off Kirkwood Road on Monroe. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. There's not a bad seat in the house. Wide aisles, nice big comfy chairs. The stage is state-of-the-art. The whole thing is state-of-the-art. It's beautiful. And they're in the middle of their season, their 40th their 40th season, kicked off with the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Emerson said, "Dad, it's just a spelling bee." "Wait, they do this every night?" "Yes, it's a play." She was just enamored with it, speechless, as she watched the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. She loved it. That's about at the end of its run, so you have a couple of more performances or you're going to miss it. It's a good, fun musical. Then they've got Guys and Dolls coming up, and then, of course, they got Come From Away. And what an intimate venue to go see one of the great musicals of all time, Come From Away. It's Stages, and they've been doing it for 40 years. So what are you waiting for? Stages, stlewis.org. Bring some friends, bring a family member, grab somebody who loves the theater, or better yet, grab somebody who doesn't love the theater and drag them kicking and screaming to Stages. They will thank you at the end of the performance. Stages, stlewis.org. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, no accidents, but 270 north is heavy from Doherty Ferry up to Manchester. 270 south slows down in the right lane between Olive and 64 as drivers try to exit onto 64. In Illinois, 255 north is crowded from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road. And there's road work on 5570 east between Illinois 203 and Fairmount Avenue. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Today kicks off an active period of weather with on and off rain and storms all the way through Saturday. So humidity on the rise through the day today. Let's be ready for some hit and miss rain and storms midday into the afternoon and early evening. Today's high at about 83. Then we're partly cloudy and dry tonight, 69 for a mild low. Thursday starts out dry, but rain and storms move in through the afternoon and linger into Thursday night. Heavy rain and pockets of flooding are possible. 85 for the high tomorrow with even more rain and storms on the way for Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550. KTRS.
Galmish & Sons Heating and Cooling, 314-993-1110. When the temperature touches 90, almost guaranteed the phone starts ringing off the hook at Galmish & Sons. So, before it reaches 90, you might want to call ahead and get ahead of the crowd and just say, hey, you know what? The last time the air conditioner was on, I don't know if it worked all that well. They'll come out and give you the once-over. They will come out and give it the once-over and make sure it's all in working condition. Because once it turns 90, then everybody calls, and then, of course, you get stuck in the queue. But Galmish & Sons knows that. They've been doing this for 76 years, so they understand that when it gets hot and the air conditioner doesn't work, that's life-threatening. So all hands on deck. They cancel all the 3-day passes. Everyone comes back from vacation, and then Galmish & Sons is on the run. Talking to them about last summer, they were full steam ahead as it got into the hot months. Galmish & Sons, but of course, they know this. They're not a hedge fund. They still run the company that started the family. The family that started still runs the company. The hedge funds come in, they fire everybody, they jack up the prices, and they lower the customer service. At Galmish & Sons, it's the exact opposite. People have been there for 20, 30, 40 years. At Galmish & Sons. That is a career. They're part of the family. 314-993-1110. Anyone who calls Galmish & Sons, well, you're part of the family too. Galmish & Sons or GalmishandSons.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In soccer, a guaranteed win is rare. But in real estate, Gloria Lou makes it happen.
Sell with certainty this summer with Gloria Lou at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. While the world's best score on the field, Gloria scores and sells for you this summer. Her summer upfront guarantee. Gloria will sell your home at 100% of market value, or she'll pay you the difference. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
I'm Reed Millard, president of Lupton Millard Chapel of St. Louis. We've been faithfully serving St. Louis families for generations. At Lupton Millard Chapel, we understand it's the little things that make a big difference for the families we serve. A traditional church funeral or a unique celebration of life. Providing the finest in services and attention to detail has always been the hallmark of our family.
Lupton Millard Chapel, the leader in excellence since 1905. For more information, go to LuptonMillardChapel.com.
Summer has a way of bringing people together. Backyard barbecues, open patios, sunlight filling your favorite rooms. It's the season when your home takes center stage. And if your windows or doors are showing their age, there's never been a better time to refresh the spaces you enjoy most. Imagine more natural light in your favorite rooms, a patio door that glides effortlessly, and a home that's ready for everything summer brings. That's the difference beautifully crafted replacement windows and doors can make, adding comfort, style, and lasting value to the place you love most. Right now, buy one window or door and get one window or door 40% off. Call now to see how affordable summer comfort and style can be with flexible financing options available. From the moment you schedule your appointment, you'll experience the attention to detail and world-class service that's helped make Renewal by Andersen one of the most trusted names in home improvement. Schedule your free window and door diagnosis by June 30th. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com today. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
For the first time in a generation, the World Cup is back on North American soil. From St. Louis City SC to the global stage, there's never been a more exciting time to be a soccer fan in the Lou. Just like a championship team needs a game plan, your retirement deserves one too. At Means Financial Group, we help individuals and families build retirement strategies designed for confidence and clarity. Learn more at meansfinancialgroup.com. Means Financial Group. Planning for what retirement means to you.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
Everybody wants to know, where's Waldo? Where's Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, in all of this? Apparently, he was on the sidelines, but now he was just put into the game. Shannon Kingston, ABC News from the State Department. What's going on?
Secretary Rubio is on a three-nation tour. He's trying to reassure Gulf countries that this memorandum of understanding, this interim deal between the U.S. and Iran, is a good thing, that it could lead to a lasting peace. Now, the problem is Secretary Rubio might not be the most natural salesman for the job. He has his own doubts about the deal. He's been very skeptical.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's supposed to go to these Arab countries after they've been bombed by Iran and tell them, hey, this memorandum of understanding says you're going to have to give $300 billion to the country that just bombed you?
He was asked about that $300 billion investment fund, and it was very clear he didn't want to discuss it. He said that's something that could be a thing down the road, saying, quote, that unless Iranian leadership makes a decision that they want to be a country instead of a revolutionary movement that exports terror, that fund would never come into existence. But we do know that U.S. and Iranian negotiators are supposed to be hammering everything out over the course of the next fewer than 60 days. So everything is going to factor in here very soon.
Yeah, what did he say anything about the nuclear inspectors that may or not be in? The U.S. says yes, Iran says no. Is that part of this conversation as well?
Yeah, he was straightforward. He said that basically we know what Iran agreed to at the table in Switzerland over the weekend. He doesn't know why they feel they need to say something different publicly now, probably to appease the different factions of their government. But bottom line, either they follow through and inspections happen or they don't, and this peace process won't move forward. President Trump saying something very similar this morning. He's saying that if Iran keeps troublemaking, if they do follow through on, putting out more false information and reneging, that negotiations will end immediately.
Why is Marco Rubio doing this and not J.D. Vance?
Well, of course, the vice president probably has his hands pretty full with trying to deal with Iran directly. But I think the feeling here perhaps is that Secretary Rubio is going to be someone who can identify with these Gulf leaders more directly with some of the concerns that they have, and that he's someone who can, go out and do what he does as America's top diplomat, maybe bring them more onto the same page and being someone that they can relate to, because the Trump administration has been a lot softer on Iran in recent days than some of these countries.
Yeah, he did say that it's okay for Iran to have ballistic missiles. I'm assuming that message didn't go over too well with some of these Arab countries.
Yeah, especially countries here, as you mentioned, that have been hit by those missiles and drone strikes in recent days. So they very much have these regional concerns that come with being Iran's neighbor. That is going to be very high on the agenda.
Shannon Kingston, ABC News State Department. Thanks for checking in, as always.
Thank you.
You got it. So the message Marco Rubio is bringing to these countries in the Middle East is, you were just bombed by Iran. We're going to allow them to keep their ballistic missiles. You're going to have to pay them and come up with $300 billion to invest into rebuild the country after we bomb them and destroy them. You guys all right with that? Anybody got a problem with that? All right, good. I'm out. That's a tough message to deliver. You know the country that just bombed you? Yeah. Well, we think they should continue to have these ballistic missiles. Oh, by the way, also, you guys need to pony up $300 billion so that you can help rebuild them. Well, what about the nuclear inspectors? Well, we say they're going in, but they say they're not going in, so don't worry about that either. That's a message. 725 here, Big 550, KTRS. Poly markets and Kalshi, right? Those are the big prediction markets. Zuckerberg wants in Facebook. Apparently, according to those who are in the know, Mark Zuckerberg wants to get into the prediction market game. He wants to create an app that will compete with Polymarket and Kalshi. So that they say you wager money, some type of points, some type of system or whatever else. They don't really know. But they want to call this app apparently the Arena, and it would function independently from Facebook's social networking apps. I don't really know how that works. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, and apparently they're going to develop type of app that can compete. I mean,
great.
It kind of makes sense, right? They're so big and powerful. Why wouldn't they? It can't be. It's not like these prediction markets have any proprietary information. It's just a software, and then people come and bet on it. And so, I mean, it's sort of like the Facebook marketplace is more like eBay, but it's more like classifieds. It's just their version of it.
Well, good. We need more gambling.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially the kids on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to predict the future.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much fun would it be to be in high school and have all this constant stream of money coming to you every time you predict the future? I mean, the streets are paved with gold here. Did I tell you? Did I show you the story? Was it the story? We talked about this yesterday and got into trouble over this. Did I talk about this, or did I just put it aside? I can't. I'm doing 2 shows nightly, so I can't remember which show I did this on. But there was a story. It came out last week? Oh yeah, Wall Street Journal had this story that people are being paid to go on social media and talk about how they're winning at the poly markets. Mm-hmm. So the social media is promoting falsely that these people are winning big when it comes to these poly markets and these prediction markets. The Wall Street Journal did a study, and not only did they not win hundreds of thousands of dollars, but these accounts lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So while they're going around telling people on social media, hey, look how easy this money is, why don't you do this, luring unsuspecting people to gamble on these events, they're being paid to tell you how great they are, and it turns out they're not even accurate. They're not even correct in saying that they're winning. They're actually losing.
Well, at this point, it'd be fair to say that most of the advertising could be like that, right? Because there's no regulation on the
regulation.
Right.
No, we
so
don't need
what's to
regulation
stop
on that.
anybody from just paying rando people to promote the product without even using it or trying it? Or
This radio station needs to be regulated profusely because of community standards, but Facebook and social media and everything else, they don't really need any regulation at all. So, no. From the Country Club Car Wash text line, what could go wrong with allowing people that can't control outcomes or have insider info on the prediction market? Good point. The nightmare that is the Trump administration won't stop. Honestly, you can't make this stuff up. Here's a good one. This could be my favorite text of a while. So I guess let me back up. So I guess then we can blame Bill DeWitt III for getting rid of vendors in the stands. I've been told recently they want to rid the stands of any vendors because they have to pay them and give them a commission on the sales. The vendors are also cash and not electronic payments. I just want to know when someone is going to bring up the fact that all of my money says it's legal tender and places that require by law to take my cash. Somebody is clearly upset.
Wait, they're going to try to get rid of vendors?
There aren't.
Like popcorn, peanuts, that guy that went up and down the aisles and...
Joe Davis?
Yeah, I haven't seen those guys in a while, to be honest.
The vendors haven't been around for a while, I would think, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, back in the day,
many?
there was a ton of vendors. But it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but that's all part of that's the pastime.
Buy me some peanuts and crackers.
Beer. Yeah, I mean, what?
Well, I always wondered how that cash thing worked, because isn't that sort of fraught with like fraud, and somebody could steal it pretty easily?
What is it?
Mm-hmm. I always thought, because I knew some vendors who sold beer at Shea Stadium, and it was a part-time gig, and apparently you would go in and you would quote unquote buy the rack of beer.
Oh.
And then you would sell it, and you would keep all the right. So if you bought the rack for $50 and you sold all the beer in the rack for, obviously the price was the price,
right?
But there was $50 worth of beer, but then the tips and everything you'd sell a rack for.
You couldn't buy it at like wholesale, like at a cheaper, and then normal and just upsell it.
You would go to the window and you would give them the money for, right? So here's the rack of beer.
Yeah.
So the rack of beer is whatever it was, $25.
Okay.
And then you would go out and you'd sell all the beer, and if you didn't sell the beer, you lost your $25.
Okay.
But if you sold all your beer, you then got $55. Then you went back and got another rack for $25, and then you sold that, and then you made your money, right? So you bought it first. So you couldn't steal money from the company, as opposed to, we'll give you the beer, you sell all the beer, and then you come back and then you give us all the money. They collected the money first, and then everything else you got over that you kept.
Oh.
But I don't know how it worked at Busch Stadium.
Well, because I thought it was just like a till, like it's in charge of your till or whatever. At the end of the day, you've got this, and then at the end of the day, you turn in your money.
Sure, right.
From
we gave you 25 beers. It's
we know what you left with. This is what we expect. Everything over that is yours.
They just pay it up front. You just pay the deal up front, and then you got what you got.
If you don't sell it, say the two people in the stands, then you're stuck with that cost.
Yeah, then you got to hustle.
Then you take that beer home and have a nice.
You got to hustle. Yeah, you got. That's why you had to be over 21 or 18 or whatever. These guys, the guys I knew, made a killing, and they were like, we'd sit and watch the game for half the game, and they'd make their money watching the ball game. Yeah. But the whole cash thing at Busch Stadium has been gone for a while now.
Wait, you can't use cash at all?
Oh my goodness, no. No, it's all electronic. Mm-hmm. They got the eye in the sky. You go to the food window and you put your food on the thing and it scans it for you, and then it tells you how much it is. You don't even even talk to humans anymore. Yeah. Well, except when you go to the kosher hot dog stand.
Yeah, Stuart.
Best spot.
Yeah. St. Louis Classic Company Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, it's been an accident-free morning so far, and right now 270 north is heavy from 44 up to Manchester. 270 south slows down in the right lane between Olive and 64 as drivers try to exit onto 64. 64 west is crowded from Hampton to McCausland. 64 east bogs down around 170. And in Illinois, 255 north is congested from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road. That's due to construction. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather for the next couple of days. We got some rain in the forecast today. High of 85, some afternoon thunderstorms. Tomorrow, some afternoon thunderstorms. Friday, some afternoon thunderstorms. Saturday, some scattered thunderstorms. So we are in a bit of a wet pattern for the next couple of days. It's 70 right now. It's 7:34. Back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
This newscast is brought to you by Ryan Raphael, the Medicare man. The head of the UN's nuclear agency signaled Wednesday that Iranian nuclear enrichment sites would be visited by his inspectors, a key component in the interim U.S.-Iran to reach an end of the war. But an Iranian diplomat promptly rejected this, saying such a visit can only come after a final deal, a denial that highlighted the precariousness of the ongoing negotiations. President Donald Trump is headed to Capitol Hill to meet with Republican senators who have grown increasingly frustrated with his efforts to divert their agenda. Trump will attend a closed-door Senate GOP luncheon today for the first time in more than a year. In local headlines, construction is underway for a new STEM building on the campus Harris-Stowe State University. A groundbreaking ceremony was held yesterday for a $66 million project. And the Missouri State Highway Patrol is warning residents about a scam. The patrol's Division of Drug and Crime Control says scammers are establishing relationships with victims through social media and grooming the victims into thinking they received a package that had been seized for inspection by the VIP Delivery Transit Program. The message from the scammers also includes information on how to pay a processing fee using gift cards. Are you or a family member turning 65? And are you happy with your current health plan? For the right plan, call the Medicare man, Ryan Raphael, at 314-368-6808. 70 degrees. Time now is 7:35. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Kick off the season with a winning team. Choose Hackett Security to watch your home while you're watching the game. Hackett Security has a system to meet every budget. They are a locally owned national security company with on-site 24/7 UL-listed monitoring. Visit HackettSecurity.com or call 314-432-4200. Who will be watching your home while you're watching the game? Hackett Security. They're looking out for you. 314-432-4200. HACKETT Security.com.
Life is full of financial ups and downs, but with the right planning, you can weather any storm. Midwest Money is here to help you navigate your financial journey. Every Sunday at 9:30 a.m., we discuss a wide range of financial topics, from budgeting to investing to estate planning. We provide listeners with the tools they need to make informed financial decisions. So tune in to Midwest Money every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Big 550 KTRS or go to MidwestMoneyRadio.com. Your financial future is important to us, and we're here to help you make the most of it.
Tune in weekly to the Frank and Jill Show to catch the new Legal Eagle segment featuring renowned attorney Travis Noble of Travis Noble Attorneys at Law.
Every week, Travis will join the show for an entertaining segment focusing on legal stories.
And news right here on the Big 550.
Something is happening in St. Louis. People are driving past other Kia dealers and heading straight to HW Kia. Why? Payments. Lease a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. That's right. A new K4 just $189 a month on a 24-month lease. That payment is skimpier than summer swimwear. Plus, HW Kia needs your trade like St. Louis needs air conditioning. Get up to $3,000 over book value for your trade. Running or not, pretty or not, paid off or not. HW Kia wants it. If your credit's a little sunburned, don't panic. HW Kia wants to work with you. So keep driving past those other dealers and get to HW HW Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see you in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, 3695 days. Discount includes 850 in lease cash, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus 95 license and active fee expires 6/30/26.
Hey St. Louis, whether it be auto, home, life, or business insurance, Alexander Hinton has you covered as a trusted insurance agent of the Big 550 KTRS. Get a quote today with Alexander Hinton and American Family Insurance. Keep your insurance agent local, not managed by a call center, and speak to the same person every time you call.
Save now by calling 314-205-2050. That's 314-205-2050.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tune in to the Frank and Jill Show on Thursday mornings at 10:35 to catch Everything You Need to Know by Jeff. Powered by Banner Construction. Find out what's going on in St. Louis and where St. Louisans go when they head out of town. Thursdays with Frank and Jill.
Summer is officially here. Time for outdoor activities, sporting events, seasonal festivals, everything but cooking. Treat Dad to a great breakfast. The best in St. Louis, according to the Post-Dispatch. Lunch while you're out and about, or a terrific home-style dinner. Nobody is disappointed with Gingham's. And don't forget our fabulous desserts. We're open 24 hours a day, so no matter when hunger strikes, Gingham's is open and ready to serve you.
Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant in St. Charles, 636-946-0266 or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Tune in to KTRS on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for the Strategic Wealth Hour, hosted by experienced advisors Tom Haddican and Charlie Sanariva from Synergy Wealth Solutions.
The Strategic Wealth Hour is a dynamic and engaging show designed to help listeners take control of their financial future with confidence.
By breaking down complex topics like retirement planning, wealth and investment management, and protection strategies you can actually use. That's the Strategic Wealth Hour on Sundays at 10 a.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS. McGraw, live in the morning on KTRS.
All right, Randy Carricker is going to join us in about an hour. We'll talk about that tough loss to the Diamondbacks last night, but also this news conference that the Cardinals are going to be holding a little bit later on to talk about their transition in ownership. Don't freak out. Derek Gould's got a story in the paper today about the ownership and the seems to be the transitioning from Bill DeWitt III to from Bill DeWitt to Bill DeWitt. Family restructuring, I guess, the ownership. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think, unless I'm completely blindsided by this, I don't think that there's going to be any news of new investors or putting the team on the market or anything like that. I think they've made it well known that they are baseball people and plan to continue to run the team for years to come. But we'll just wait and see. We'll talk to Randy about all that coming up. And then what else we got going on? Oh, yeah, the Penn Show. 9 o'clock, the Penn Show. We're going to talk Pens, our favorite. What?
It'd be great, too, if it encapsulated the entire 9 o'clock hour. Like what started off as just take a brief, hey, the Penn Show, and it's riveting, and people are like, what's the history?
It's so strangely compelling.
Well, we all use I don't know, right? Like what seems kind of simple. We all use pens. We all write, and it's amazing how fun it is to have a fun pen to write with.
Connor gave me such grief. And
that's great. Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's
unheard of.
I know. I walk in a room and Connor gives me grief. But
are you breathing?
He gave me such grief, and then he was like, that pen's kind of cool. That pen, where's that pen? Where's that pen? I'm like, it broke. He's like, that was kind of cool. You find yourself just doodling with the pen.
I know, right? And people don't really write as much anymore, right? Even in school, does everyone get like iPads and stuff now? Do kids even write?
Funny you mention that. There was a story I was reading yesterday about there's a growing concern among school-age parents that, one, yes, they want to take the phones out of the classroom, But they also want to take the tablets out of the classroom because they're finding that the tablets are how do I want to say this, is blocking
like a hindrance
hindrance to their growth. You put the screen in front of the kid, and you're putting something between the student and the teacher, and they're not learning the way they would normally learn before, and so this screen is robbing them of some of their personal interaction, their writing skills, their comprehension skills, and all those types of things. And so there are a growing number of people who want schools to take screens out of the schools. As a matter of fact, on the nighttime show, I was talking to the Cal Berkeley professor, who was in that New York Times story about. He was the guy who can tell. He's the guy they send the pictures to tell it's a deep fake or not. And we got into this conversation. He said, "You go to Palo Alto and you go to Silicon Valley," and he says, "You go to the billionaire homes, all the private homes where all the billionaires have their kids. So all the tech giants send all their kids to the billionaire schools, and so that's the that's the affluence times 100 school, and all those schools don't have any screens. So the richest schools, the most prestigious schools in Silicon Valley, don't have any screens. Now, why is that? What do these people who are programming these screens and creating these screens know that we don't know? They could send their kids to any school in the world, and they make sure that the schools they send their kids to don't have any screens.
Well, I'd be curious to see, what's the student-teacher ratio in those situations, and that they can obviously afford to pay these teachers top dollar to do very one-on-one, right? I would assume that would go
three teachers for every one student.
Correct. Whereas here, and I'm not begrudging any teacher. It's a lot of times, right, it helps so they can maintain all the kids that they have in the class and keep, it just seems like the billionaire school can afford to be way more, personable and whatever, right? But then homeschooling is the same thing. Homeschooling, you don't get as much interaction, and a lot of it's a screen, right? Isn't that kind of how the homeschooling thing works, where you do internet?
I don't know homeschooling at all, but it's sort of up to the individual parent. Yeah. But I mean, some homeschools, all the kids who win all the spelling bees, they're all homeschooled.
Right.
But then, then you have some other kids who aren't very well adjusted
exactly.
in homeschool.
And they're not the most socially.
It kind of depends.
Sure.
But the fact that these screens are the people who make the screens and who invent the screens, you can't find a screen in their kids' schools. So
that's interesting.
Or now we're beginning to take the screens, the phones away from the kids. And the teachers are starting to say, after 1 year, it's like night and day. The kids are less nervous. They have less anxiety. They're much more attentive. Their attention spans are longer.
Well, we remember. It's not like it's that long ago that we didn't. You know what I mean? We're not that far removed from the times before a screen.
I couldn't imagine going to school with a
exactly.
phone.
You know what I mean? So it's not like we're so remember way back in the. No, there's plenty of us who can say we went to school without anything of the like.
It was already hard enough to concentrate with Liz Mulholland in the class, right?
Liz.
Imagine your phone, and you could go to that phone at any given time. And
sweet Liz Mulholland. I love that. I just if only she knows how many times her name is uttered on the show.
Oh, if she only knew. If she only knew. She'd hang her head in shame.
Oh, Liz.
Wait, you liked me in junior high?
That's so fantastic.
746 here, Captain Paul Kopsky in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
McGraw, it's been an accident-free morning so far, and right now 270 north is heavy from Gravois up to Manchester. 270 south slows down in the right lane between Olive and 64 as drivers try to exit onto 64. 64 west crowded from Kings Highway all the way to Big Bend. 64 east bogs down from McKnight to Big Bend. And in Illinois, 255 north is congested from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road where there's construction. And 64 west is slow between Illinois 111 and 5570. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
from the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk. Local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Today kicks off an active period of weather with on and off rain and storms all the way through Saturday. So humidity on the rise through the day today. Let's be ready for some hit and miss rain and storms midday into the afternoon and early evening. Today's high at about 83. Then we're partly cloudy and dry tonight, 69 for a mild low. Thursday starts out dry, but rain and storms move in through the afternoon and linger into Thursday night. Heavy rain and pockets of flooding are possible. 85 for the high tomorrow, with even more rain and storms on the way for Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550 KTRS.
Piccadilly at Manhattan. Piccadilly at Manhattan is where you want to go for all of your lunch needs. Listen to this. Piccadilly is one of the official, unofficial restaurants of the KTRS. We have that little corner table, that's the circular table in the corner there out front. That's the power table. You go there and you cut your deals. You sign your contracts. You negotiate whatever you have to negotiate. Piccadilly at Manhattan has been the oldest restaurant in St. Louis. You'll never accidentally run across it. It's hidden. It's a hidden gem. And that's why we've been so supportive of Piccadilly over the years, because you have to be in the know. And if you're in the know, then you know. Grab a friend, high school classmate, coworker, family member, and make an appointment to head over to Piccadilly and make an appointment. You can make a reservation or just walk in. They'll find a spot for you. Weather turns nice. They got the great patios. Weather turns cold or hot or rainy, they can adjust. And all you need to know is that it could be the smallest kitchen in St. Louis, but they produce some of the best food. It never had a bad meal. It's always a great time. Piccadilly at Manhattan, on the corner of Piccadilly and Manhattan, hence the name, Piccadilly at Manhattan. Don't forget about catering, too. It's American-style food right there in the Ellendale neighborhood, thepiccadilly.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, Heidi here from my friends at Window Depot USA of St. Louis, where they do things right. They combine integrity and a focus on helping the community with local service you can trust. And with Window Depot's buying power, they can offer you triple pane performance at double pane pricing. Mention the Heidi special and receive 60% off installation with low payment options or up to 0% interest for 60 months. That's for qualified buyers. When you do things right, you create happy customers. Call 636-939-4800 or online at WindowDepotSTL.com.
Income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. Ricken Financial presents Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement. Sundays at 3 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, and get more at RickenFinancial.com.
It's Julie Buck here to tell you that the patio is open at Bishop's Post right next to Chesterfield Mall. Get your reservations in now and go to Bishop's Post. You will love it. Tell them Julie Buck sent you, bishopspost.com.
Discover how you can make lasting summer memories with a home equity line of credit from Royal Banks of Missouri. Whether you're envisioning a new backyard oasis or an unforgettable family getaway, you can enjoy peace of mind with flexible, convenient funding to turn your dreams into reality. Call 314-212-1500 or visit royalbanksofmo.com today to learn how you can apply for a home equity line of credit. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I feel very lucky to love where I live. And I know Lauren Risley feels the same. And her team at Lauren Risley Realty wants you to experience that same great feeling. One of their mottos at Lauren Risley Realty is love where you live or move. Dream homes are their specialty. Actually, they do a lot of things right, because when you buy or sell a home, it's not just a transaction. What the Lauren Risley team does is build relationships, and I've seen that firsthand. So if you have plans to buy, sell, invest, or just have a question about any of it, call Lauren Risley Realty, 314-775-0684. That's 314-775-0684. You can also email Lauren at hello@laurenrisleyrealty.com.
Summer has a way of bringing people together. Backyard barbecues, open patios, sunlight filling your favorite rooms. It's the season when your home takes center stage. And if your windows or doors are showing their age, there's never been a better time to refresh the spaces you enjoy most. Imagine more natural light in your favorite rooms, a patio door that glides effortlessly, and a home that's ready for everything summer brings. That's the difference beautifully crafted replacement windows and doors can make, adding comfort, style, and lasting value to to the place you love most. Right now, buy one window or door and get one window or door 40% off. Call now to see how affordable summer comfort and style can be with flexible financing options available. From the moment you schedule your appointment, you'll experience the attention to detail and world-class service that's helped make Renewal by Andersen one of the most trusted names in home improvement. Schedule your free window and door diagnosis by June 30th. Call 877-WINDOWS or visit renewalbyanderson.com today. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
The World Cup is here, and for a team to survive, they need a good defense. If you've been hurt in a crash or on the job, call Brown & Brown now for a free consultation. 314-333-3333. That's 314, all threes. The choice of lawyer is a decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Live from Studio 550, this is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
$7:53 here, Big 550 KTRS. Okay, so don't, if you're around Greg Willard this time of year, the man is walking on eggshells as he has ruined 3 different laptops hitting the refresh button, waiting for the Supreme Court to make their announcements. So it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. They made a bunch of announcements yesterday, none of which were earth-shattering and or somewhat controversial. There's a lot of cases where you're like, really? Why did you spend all the money and the effort trying to figure out if some Rastafarian had his dreadlocks cut in jail and whether or not that's constitutional or not? But that was one of the things they debated on yesterday. And yes, your Rastafarian's dreadlocks can be cut if they're going to jail. That's what the Supreme Court decided yesterday. However, the ones that have yet to be announced, that are going to be announced soon, either tomorrow or next Tuesday, apparently, are these. These are the biggies. Does the President of the United States have the right to fire independent agency leaders like the Federal Reserve Chairman or the Governor, Lisa Cook? Gun rights. There's a constitutional challenge to a Hawaii law that restricts carrying guns onto private property open to the public. So that's weird. I don't understand that one. It would be like, I have private property, but it's open to the public, so come in, and you have to restrict would that be like Schnucks? Or would it be like a church? Right? A church is private, but it's open to the public. So does the church have a right to say you're not allowed to bring your gun in here? So that's kind of a big one.
Like an Airbnb or something like that?
Or maybe even
right?
an Airbnb.
Like if I own it and I'm opening it up to other people, I have the right to say you can't. Churches, schools, office buildings, right? It's private. You can't just walk into a private building, but if you have an appointment, it's open to the public. So we'll see how that goes. 2 cases regarding state-level bans on transgender athletes. That's going to be a big one. Whether states have the authority to accept late-arriving mail-in ballots. This is interesting because it's states' rights versus federal rights. If the state decides they want to accept a mail-in ballot 3 days after, if it's postmarked the day of, doesn't that state have a right to make that determination on their own? Does the federal government have to come in and say, no, you're not allowed? So that's a states' rights issue, which the conservative Supreme Court just might rule that the feds have control over state elections, which is kind of interesting how that one will play out. I remember when states' rights was a big thing for conservatives. Now, who knows? Roundup, in their bid to get out from under these lawsuits. And then this one I think is really interesting. They're going to view the constitutionality of geofencing warrants. Now, what in the world does that mean? Back to your phone. There's a bank robbery on the corner of 1st and Main. Okay? Mm-hmm. Who did it? Let's go see whose phones are in the area. Right.
There's a bank robbery at First and Main and the corner of Smith and Jones. Smith and Second, right? Let's look and see if there are any phones in the area around.
Pinging and
Right, in the first area and the second area. Is that constitutional? Are you allowed to send out a warrant to say, we just want to look at who had their phones in this geographic area?
Oh, you mean like authorities or asking for them, subpoenaing these from like T-Mobile and whatnot?
Correct. I want a blanket warrant for everybody who was in the corner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when this bank robbery happened. So everybody's got to give up their privacy in that area to determine who the bad guy was. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So they don't say, look, we know the bad guy lives in this apartment complex. You don't give a warrant to every single apartment in that apartment complex. You give it to the one where the guy's living.
Well, and how often do they do that? That seems like a pretty desperate call.
That's how they caught the Gilgo Beach killer.
For his phone was pinging in the area?
Yeah. And they were like, wait a minute, this guy's phone is pinging in 4 different areas.
So they had gotten all kinds of people who lived there.
Yep.
Took their phones and realized.
Yep. Yeah. That was one of the big ones. Yeah. Yes, indeedy. So some interesting cases yet to be determined. And we'll have Greg Willett on to discuss all of it because this is his Christmas morning. Quick check of traffic, Captain Paul, in the St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center.
McGraw 270 north is heavy from Gravois up to Manchester. 270 south stop and go at Page, and it slows down in the right lane at Ladue Road as drivers try to exit onto 64. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We got rain in the forecast, high of 85 today. It is 70 right now. It's also 8 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
This is the only station of the STL that has been live, local, and locally owned
For 3 decades. The Big 550, KTRS St. Louis. Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump heads to Capitol Hill today to huddle with congressional Republicans. The main topic of discussion, the war with Iran. That visit coming amid more confusion over when nuclear inspectors will be looking over Iran's nuclear sites or even whether they will be allowed in without a formal peace deal in place. All of it happening as both houses of Congress pass a war powers resolution that requires congressional approval for any more fighting.
The vote is largely symbolic and is unlikely to force any change in policy, but reflects a growing concern within the Republican Party 4 months into a war that's unpopular with the American people. The president was in Pennsylvania as that vote went down, praising the negotiations amid conflicting messages between the U.S. and Iran.
Iran's been great. I mean, if Iran's reasonable, if they're smart, otherwise we'll have to finish the job.
The Trump administration says a deal has been reached to allow inspections of Iran's nuclear facilities, but Iran flat out denies it.
It's ABC's Rachel Scott on Capitol Hill. New details about Bill Gates' relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. ABC's Aaron Katursky has that.
A newly released transcript shows Bill Gates expressed regret about his years-long relationship with Epstein and told the House Oversight Committee when he tried to cut ties, Epstein wouldn't have it and plotted to use Gates' sex life against him. I was not blackmailed, Gates told the committee, but, it looks like Mr. Epstein's brainstorming was going in that direction.
Europe's life-threatening heat wave continues smothering much of the continent.
Experts warn of a dangerous heat dome looming over continental Europe, trapping hot air and allowing temperatures to build. Spain, Italy and the UK all sweltering. Rome, one of 15 Italian cities under a red warning, the highest weather alert possible. And in London, the changing of the guard has been cancelled for the rest of the week.
ABC's James Longman in London, where it could top 100 degrees this week. Dow futures down 31 points. You're listening to ABC News.
Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. Summer in St. Louis means your air conditioner basically clocks in with a full-time job. And if your AC is 15, 20, or maybe even 25 years old, it could be working a whole lot harder and costing you a whole lot more than it should. A newer, high-efficiency system from Premier Heating and Cooling can cut cooling costs dramatically compared to older units. In some homes, upgrading from a 20-year-old air conditioner to a modern, high-efficiency system can reduce energy use by 20 to 40 8%. And even a professional clean and check tune-up can improve efficiency, airflow, and help your system keep up during brutal heat waves. Add in a smart thermostat, and the Department of Energy says homeowners can save another 10% a year on heating and cooling costs. So before your old AC taps out during the hottest week of the summer, call the highly trained team at Premier Heating and Cooling. Financing options available. 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Boges, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne-Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemaristudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemaristudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne-Marie Design Studio.
I'm Bob Hardcastle. Listen to my Money Talk radio program every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. on the Big 550, where we discuss your money in an easy-to-understand manner. We have interesting guests, chat about money. We try to help you feel more comfortable with your money by talking about the investment market. Join me. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Money Talk, Sunday morning at 8 on the Big 550 KTRS.
72 degrees at 8:04. Here's what's happening now. State Representative Don Mayhew is spearheading an effort alongside a coalition of fellow members of the Missouri House of Representatives, urging Governor Mike Kehoe to call a special session of the General Assembly on data centers. Mayhew says the proposed session is to specifically address the pressing challenges and community concerns brought on by the rapid expansion of large-scale data centers across the state before irreversible long-term impacts are made. Meanwhile, a Missouri hearing will be held on data center regulations in the coming months. State Representative Tricia Burns made that announcement during a press conference yesterday, where she unveiled her plans for legislation intended to increase transparency and public involvement in the review of qualifying incentive-supported projects.
Transparency, independent review, and proper decision-making with safeguards should be done. We don't want to have any regrets.
The state committee hearing is scheduled for September 16th in Jefferson City. A new Illinois investment program is bringing needed affordable housing to the Metro East. Details from KTRS's Steve Potter.
The Illinois Treasurer's Office unveiled the program yesterday, which is designed to build affordable housing, help nonprofits, and generate returns for the state. Over $7 million has been awarded for several projects, including a loan to Forum Associates for over $1 million to build 60 low-income senior apartments in Madison County. The Southwestern Illinois Development Authority project in Troy is expected to be completed in April of 2027, and there are several other loans under consideration for projects in the Metro East. Steve Potter, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Noel Flores, the place for all your floral needs, and you can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 72 degrees. Time now is 8:05. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Randy Carricker is going to join us coming up here in about 30 minutes. Talk about the Cardinal game last night and, of course, the news conference that's planning for today with the DeWitts talking about the secession plan to the St. Louis Cardinals and how the apparently, I don't know this for a fact, but if you read between the lines and everything, the secession plan to keep it in the family. So we'll wait and see and talk to Randy about all of that. Let me talk for a minute about radio for just a second. Because yesterday, some of our radio brethren here in St. Louis, another corporate radio company here in St. Louis had another round of layoffs, and whether it's Odyssey or iHeart or, you name the company, they, every 6 months or so they have another round of layoffs around the country, and they always cut 3 or 4 more people. And I had a number of phone calls yesterday call me up. Just completely random people called me up. I mean, I know them, but called me up separately to talk about BJ the DJ, who has been in St. Louis for 40 years and was told, thank you for your services, have a nice day, hand in your key card and your parking pass, your career is over. So iHeart apparently had a number of layoffs, including BJ the DJ. I actually reached out to him and asked him, hey, any chance you want to come on the show? And he said, I'd love to. He said, can we do it next week? I said, I'm off next week. How about the week after? He said, great, I'll be happy to do it. So he's going to come on the show. Then I got a call from somebody else telling me that what happened at iHeart. And they said, McGraw, we're not kidding you. They have 6 radio stations, and they might have 5 people working at 6 different radio stations. Think about that for a second. You've got 6 radio stations, and you have 5 people working in those radio stations. 6 radio stations and 5 people. You have more radio stations than you have people working. It's heartbreaking. And it's a head scratcher. KTRS is a family-run radio station. Well, this is it. This is all they got. And we've got more people working on this show than iHeart has for all 6 radio stations. Think about that for a second. I mean, it's crazy.
Do you think we can ever get back to where people are just owning one station, none of these clusters anymore?
I was at this talkers convention a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to another one next week in New York. And in one of these panels, they had 4 locally owned radio stations on this panel talking. And I was like rubbing my eyes. I was like, what? Because it's the same story we tell over and over again. They said, look, I don't know what you're talking about. Radio's not dying. Radio's thriving. We've got people, we've got advertisers, we've got this, we've got that, and they're like, we're killing it because we don't service this insane debt. We don't fire people. We hire when other radio stations fire people. We hire them. I mean, how many people have worked here at KTRS after they've been fired somewhere else, or not fired, but just sort of, downsized, or we can't afford you anymore. I mean, it's almost comical. I don't get it. It's the debt that they just can't service. Music radio being what it is, there's no. All the shows are syndicated for the most part, so there's no local connection at all to these morning shows.
Well, remember too, like to make people are like say radio is dead or it's dying, and so you're going what? Because kids can get whatever they want at the touch of their hand, whatever song they want, whatever they want. All they have to do is ask for it, and then you get it.
Right.
So what can radio provide that these kids, everybody can't get?
Right.
Local.
Yeah.
And also, like relatable on-air personalities, or you know what I mean? Like, so that to me that's one of the things I love so much about this station, but then also that's gotten so lost with all these big corporate, and it's like, there are still people out there that do listen to the radio. There are people that know that their car comes with an AM FM tuner.
Yes.
Right? And it's always on. You don't ever have to.
Well,
and it's local. You can keep in touch with your community.
It's a brilliant point, Rose, because how can radio be dying when it reaches 90% of the audience, and we've got something like 200 million listeners a week listening to radio? It's not dying.
No.
People are starving for radio. Radio companies aren't giving them radio. They're giving them antiseptic, spoken like somebody who's on 300 radio stations at night and a late night syndicated show.
It's like they're one big iPod that people already, like, why would you listen to the station that's playing the stuff that you can already get, that you already know that you want, and then you don't have to listen to commercials. Nobody likes commercials. I get that, right? But that's how we pay bills.
I love commercials.
So, yeah, you do. But you know what I mean, though? It's like, we can still do this. This is not, and especially with the story you're telling, like, these really talented, passionate radio people, unfortunately getting axed because they're in the middle.
This guy spent
we're
41 years in St. Louis,
and every radio person has been like, how many people hired and fired? It's the nature of the beast. I watched it happen to Dad many times. But they all get back in it, and I don't know. It's like
BJ the DJ spent 41 years living in St. Louis. Imagine how many people he's inspired, how many stories he's told, the influence he's had on the community, and poof. Gone. Now,
because corporate has no need for somebody like that at this point, especially, you know what I mean? Because
the
we
guy
don't really
sitting
need you to be
in San
connected.
Antonio, Texas, doesn't understand how valuable BJ the DJ is to St. Louis. All he sees is we're paying him X amount, and we can save some money.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't realize. This is what CBS doesn't realize. you cut Stephen Colbert, you cut 60 Minutes. All of a sudden now, like, your morning show is getting drubbed in the ratings, and all of a sudden that leads to this, and it bleeds to that, and it bleeds. All of a sudden you're like, what are you buying, CBS? What are you buying Paramount for if CBS isn't there? Okay, it's not making as much money as it once was, but it's still making money. They keep cutting because these bean counters keep telling you, oh, you can go digital. Oh, you can do AI. You can do this. You can save. Okay, I understand. Yes, you can save money by not hiring somebody and having a computer do it, but your product suffers. It's like selling homemade pies. You know these homemade pies we make. We can have a computer make these homemade pies, and we can save money. Yeah, but they're no longer homemade pies.
Right.
They're buying homemade pies. But if we can make a computer make these homemade pies, then we can call them homemade pies and make more money. Maybe for a year or two till somebody catches on and realizes they're just not as good as they once were. These hedge funds, I understand these hedge funds come in, but how many times does it happen where a hedge fund comes in, buys them up, they ship it overseas, all of a sudden the quality's not as good. They've taken this American brand name and have just cheapened it. It happens all the time in radio. When it started consolidating and having these big giant corporations, all they've done is cut, and to the detriment of the local communities, which is why, think about it, sticking a feather in our own cap. But 30 years ago, the people who started KTRS said St. Louis is losing its local voice for these corporations. That was 30 years ago. Now you have a cluster with 6 radio stations, and they got 5 people working there.
Well, just keep it up. It makes us look better, just that much better, that much more important, that much more essential.
It's just kind of heartbreaking.
Of course.
For all sorts of reasons.
But hopefully we can get back to, like, people, mom and pop stations. Like, is that you can still do that? People
you
just
can still make a nice living owning, 2 or 3 stations in a market, or 2 or 3 stations in 2 or 3 markets. But every time an Odyssey goes into bankruptcy, they don't sell off any radio stations. They just, refinance the debt. And by the way, just on a side note, it does crack me up that all these conservative radio hosts are working for George Soros. George Soros bought up all that debt for Odyssey. And do you notice how no longer George Soros isn't the evil, terrible person anymore? Right? Oh, George Soros, he was always held up as the worst guy in the world. And all of a sudden, oh, wait, now he runs the company? Let's pick on somebody else, right? He was the poster child of what's wrong with the liberals, right? Oh, George Soros. Oh, my goodness, George Soros. I mean, he became... right, this vile, despicable man. Oh, wait a minute, he bought the company? Oh, well, let's go pick on somebody else. What are these transgenders doing? Where are they going to the bathroom? Can we pick on them? Do any transgenders own this company? No. Okay, good. We can pick on them. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how all these conservative hosts, George Soros, it was like they had like Tourette syndrome. Boop, George Soros. Now he owns the company. Now,
he's all right.
Seems like he's not as evil as he once was. Anyway, I will. Let me hold on a second here. Let me get off my soapbox and continue on. Captain Paul Kopsky in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Take it away.
McGraw, no accidents, but 270 north is heavy from Gravois to Manchester. 270 south is busy from Page down to Ladue Road. 64 west crowded from Hampton to McCausland. 64 east bogs down from 170 to Big Bend. In Illinois, 255 north is slow from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road where there's construction. 5570 east running slow from Illinois 203 to Black Lane. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee runs through Sunday, June 28th. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
from the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk. Local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Today kicks off an active period of weather with on and off rain and storms all the way through Saturday. So humidity on the rise through the day today. Let's be ready for some hit and miss rain and storms midday into the afternoon and early evening. Today's high at about 83. Then we're partly cloudy and dry tonight, 69 for a mild low. Thursday starts out dry, but rain and storms move in through the afternoon and linger into Thursday night. Heavy rain and pockets of flooding are possible. 85 for the high tomorrow, with even more rain and storms on the way for Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550. KTRS.
All right, let's check out Ted Drew's. It's 4th of July. Can we at least, right, when the tents go up for the fireworks, it's 4th of July. And now that it's 4th of July, what about a little Ted Drew's to finish off the evening? Whether it's a night of fireworks, whether it's a ball game, whether it's the Muni stages, the Little League game, the softball game, whatever it is, Ted Drew's. Or for no reason at all, get some nice nights. After dinner, take a stroll, take a drive, ride your bike, take your scooter over to Ted Drew's. 2 locations, Chippewa and now South Grand. It's always better when you end up at Ted Drew's, whether it's a frozen custard or maybe a milkshake with a frozen custard, or maybe it's the McGraw concrete. It doesn't matter. It's Ted Drew's, and it's perfect. It's what St. Louisans have been doing for coming up on 100 years. In 2029, it'll be 100 years of Ted Drew's. It's like a time machine, family run, family operated. The staff there is wonderful. Always got a great staff. They're always got a smile on their face, and they're always talking Ted Drew's frozen custard. So for all of your custard needs, extend the night, extend the day, extend the party. First dates, 50th anniversaries, proms, weddings, Chippewa and South Grand. Ted Drew's. We'll see you there. It's a St. Louis tradition, Ted Drew's.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
Celebrate America 250 at the Bond County Fourth Fest, July 3rd and 4th in Greenville, Illinois. Free concerts all weekend long,
including the ultimate Garth Brooks tribute and the Artemis Pyle Band, legacy member of Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Carnival, Princess Party, Captain America, and more. Fireworks on the 3rd and a patriotic laser show on the 4th. Visit myfourthfest.com. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois, in partnership with the City of Greenville.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Kick off the season with a winning team. Choose Hackett Security to watch your home while you're watching the game. Hackett Security has a system to meet every budget. They are a locally owned national security company with on-site 24/7 UL listed monitoring. Visit HackettSecurity.com or call 314-432-4200. Who will be watching your home while you're watching the game? Hackett Security. They're looking out for you. 314-432-4200. HACKETT Security.com.
Mexican Barrel House is an exciting new beginning for the well-known corner of Olive and Mason in Creve Coeur. You might know the spot, but have you seen the transformation? Our hand-picked decor is old Mexico, but Mexican Barrel House is anything but traditional. A great family history and authentic Mexican cuisine with a bold new flair. Dine in or carry out, we're sure you'll enjoy the experience. And what's a barrel house without a bar? Our happy hour is perfect for meeting friends or making new ones. Try Mexican Barrel House or MexicanBarrelHouse.com.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
Now back to McGraw.
Presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
.824 here, Big 550 KTRS. Randy Carricker joins us in about 9 minutes or so from the Country Club Car Wash text line. Can you please ask the lawyer a question when he comes in? I know under HIPAA laws, a doctor cannot... Oh, this thing refreshed here. A doctor cannot discuss a patient's medical condition without the patient's permission. But in regards to Trump, can his doctor say he's in perfect health? If he's not, I don't know if telling untruths is allowed under HIPAA. I don't know. Next time a lawyer comes in, I'll ask. Let's see here. 3 and 4. It is happening in every industry. You just notice it more because you're in the business of radio. No, that's true. Well, we talk about that all the time. You pick an industry, these hedge funds come in and buy it up, right? Ben Barnett was telling us the story where hedge funds are coming in and buying up these tree companies, slashing and burning and jacking up rates. And you talk to heating and cooling companies, and they say the same thing, right? This is what we were talking about the other day, where this next generation of small businesses, there's no one to buy them, so the hedge funds are paying good money for these companies and then squeezing all the profits out of them and squeezing all the goodness out of them to make as much money as possible, but to the detriment of the employees and the customer service and the quality and the craftsmanship and all that. 314, thank you for climbing onto that soapbox. It needs to be said. 816, BJ the DJ has to go at some time. 40-plus years is a pretty good run.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a pretty good...
Sure,
but not at the same station, I wouldn't think, right? He's just been in the business for 40 years in St. Louis?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Because that would be the real... Like if you were able to stay at the same station.
But he didn't go because he was past his prime, and he didn't go because somebody else that was better. He went because they didn't have the money to pay him anymore.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like he was failing at his job. It wasn't like somebody could come in and do it better. It wasn't that he was retiring. Somebody came in and said, "Bring your playbook in. You're done."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's goes on, but BJ the DJ had a pretty good run. 40-plus years is a pretty good run. You do a syndicated program at night, and you're bashing syndicated programs. You're part of the problem. Yeah, valid criticism. You are talking about radio, but isn't that the same thing as that's troubling Panera? Took away local baking, and now they're suffering. I don't know. Is Panera? Didn't they just change their name? It's still. They still cook the sandwich there.
In Missouri?
Yeah.
Do they still have like?
Well, I don't know,
Is
but
St. Louis at all connected with Panera at all anymore at this point in terms of like the
do they
people
move
who own
their
it?
corporate headquarters out of St. Louis? I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of just felt like.
When I order an Italian sandwich, they make it in the place I'm buying it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I just meant like because it was so. I mean, the fact that they changed the name, because I was like, what did that think tank look like when they're like, all right, what do you guys think? Do you think people are still going to come here if we keep it St. Louis
But they
Bread
changed
Company?
the name 25 years ago, though, didn't they?
Well, like maybe not that. Like it was always been like it was like St. Louis Bread Company
here in town.
You're right. And
Yeah.
then they go there. You can't even find. I don't think St. Louis is on the. I guess it's not on the label
I think the
at all
one
anymore.
in Westport, right
Does it
here
say-
on Schutz Road, is St. Louis Bread Company.
Yeah, right. And I would assume so. But like essentially, everybody they just were like, we don't want the St. Louis. It's just Panera now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you can't do that. It's
Yeah,
Bread
well,
Co.
if you went to Omaha and you went to St. Louis Bread Company,
Yeah. Well, if I said Bread Co, people, you know what I mean? Like to me, that's how we grew up with it. It's the
Right.
Bread Co. Now it's like, what?
yeah. Let's see here. That would never happen at Country Club Car Wash. No hedge funds. That is true. There's one main reason people listen to KTRS. You're talented people. You're talented personalities, but above all, it's the local coverage, local stories, local issues, and local news that keeps people coming back. McGraw, could KTRS be a startup today, or was it just the right timing and place 30 years ago? It's a good question. There's no question about it. Could a radio station start today? Look, as a matter of fact, well, funny you mentioned that. There's a radio station I know in Omaha, WOW. Was a legendary radio station. It's a station that Johnny Carson got started on in Omaha.
Wow.
It was bought recently. It was bought and shut down. It was bought, and then whatever company shut it down because they weren't, it wasn't making enough money or whatever else. A local company bought it and is basically doing the exact same thing KTRS is doing, making it live and local and everything else. I know this because they've reached out to me and said, hey, how are you guys doing it in St. Louis? We'd like to copy that model. And so they're going back live on the air on July 1st.
An AM?
It's an AM station, yeah, WOW. It's so old, it was grandfathered in to have a W west of the Mississippi and only 3 letters.
Well, WEW that used to, I think they're moving their headquarters. It was on Hampton and whatever, but that's just an old 2-family flat. I think it is 770 or something. One of the oldest, if not the oldest.
Yeah.
WEW.
WOW.
I so want to know.
You can't cut your way to profit. I agree totally. BJ the DJ is an awesome guy. They got that one wrong. Yeah, they did. I feel sorry for the community. Right? I mean, there's a community voice, somebody who was looking after the African-American community, somebody who was predominantly African-American.
Well, he's not done. He could be pick up.
No. I hate to divide the community as the African-American community versus the other community, but it was an urban station, if you will, and so it was predominantly African-American. But, I mean, there's a guy who was a community leader doing all the things you should be doing to sort of call out waste, fraud, abuse, making sure the charities get their attention and all that other stuff and all the wonderful things you do. And now that's just gone. Poof. You can't replace it like that. You can't replace. That's called institutional memory. And when that walks out the door, you can't get. There's nobody you can hire to sort of get that back. You just can't do it. And these people who are supposed to be the smartest people in the room when it comes to radio either don't understand it or understand it and just say we just don't have the money,
right, or don't value that. They
right.
just don't want that.
They just
like,
don't.
No.
They just don't value that. It's heartbreaking. 8:31 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Take it away.
McGraw, the crash-free morning continues, and right now 270 north is heavy from Gravois up to Manchester. 270 south busy from Page down to Ladue Road. 64 west is crowded from Hampton to McCausland. 64 east bogs down between McKnight and Big Bend. And 5570 east is slow from Illinois 111 to Fairmount Avenue. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee runs through this Sunday, June 28th. 8th. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
85 degrees with rain today, 70 degrees, 72 officially right now. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
Today Show host Savannah Guthrie made an emotional appeal to viewers, pleading for anyone to step forward with any information about her missing mother. Her plea came a day after news organizations said a ransom note months ago had indicated that she was dead. President Donald Trump will host an America's 250th anniversary rally today on the National Mall in Washington. There will be a military flyover by stealth bombers, military bands, singer Lee Greenwood of God Bless the USA fame, and a speech by Trump. In local headlines, Amendment 5 will be the focus of a town hall meeting tonight in Fenton. It will be held at the St. Louis County GOP headquarters at 7 this evening. And Forest Park is celebrating its 150th birthday today. To mark the milestone, Forest Park Forever is hosting a series of events, including a birthday party from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Boathouse, featuring live music, a photo booth, free treats, and drinks. 72 degrees. Time now is 8:33. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Are you on track to meet your retirement goals? Midwest Money can help. We provide listeners with the tools they need to make informed financial decisions. Tune in every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. to Big 550 KTRS.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green online at jewelsonhampton.com.
Anne-Marie here for my friends at Black Fox Cooper, your local Anderson certified contractor. We all feel the sting of inflation. That's why putting off replacing your old windows could cost you more in the future. New Anderson windows make your home more comfortable, more energy efficient, and more beautiful, while potentially saving you money on utility bills. Black Fox Cooper specializes exclusively in Anderson replacement windows and offers a personalized, educational approach called the Window Read. Don't wait. Improve your home today. Call 314-270-1484. Online at blackfoxcooper.com.
Don't miss the best Cardinal baseball segment in town every Monday night with Andy Van Slyke for the Control Option Press Box from 6 to 7.
Brought to you by Cybergs, the best local hangout on game days. For hours and locations, go to cybergs.com.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
Now, back to McGraw.
Presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS. And now it's Sports in the Morning with Randy Carricker, brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and Classic Hair Care.
All right, let's check in with said Randy Carricker, who is all-knowing. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, McGraw. Always good to be with you, sir.
What do we know about this Cardinal news conference today about the changing of the guard when it comes to ownership?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's necessarily the franchise won't be in the DeWitt family ownership anymore. I think for several years Mr. DeWitt, Bill DeWitt Jr., has desired to take a step back. And obviously, Bill DeWitt III has been groomed to take over this franchise at this point. And Cardinals have a very sharp business leader in Anoop Karunaratne. So my anticipation would be that Mr. DeWitt the Jr. will kind of take a step back, that Bill III will take a step up, and then Anoop will get a little bit more responsibility within the organization.
You know, they can do it any number of ways, right? The Dodgers and the O'Malleys, when that family aged out, for lack of a better word, I guess nobody else wanted it or they wanted to cash out. Chip Rosenblum, right after Georgia died, right, went around and looked for new buyers. But the Yankees, when Steinbrenner was too old and passed away, he passed it on to his son. So I guess you can do it any number of ways, and I'm with you. I don't think the DeWitts have given any indication that the family wants to get out of the baseball business.
Oh, no, not at all. And it's actually quite valuable to own a franchise, despite what Mr. DeWitt has said over the years. Year to year, it might not be as profitable as some other business ventures, but the franchise value keeps rising. The San Diego Padres just got sold for $3.9 billion, and after this collective bargaining agreement is reached at some point, or the players accept it, where there will probably be a salary cap, I would think that franchise values will go up even more. But at the end of the day, McGraw, and you know that family and you know the people in the organization, the DeWitts are baseball people. Bill DeWitt Jr.'s dad was a baseball owner. Bill DeWitt Jr. has been involved with the ownerships in the past of the Rangers and the Reds. And this is a guy that has a place down in Jupiter and goes to A-ball games. He really does just love the sport, and I don't think he has any desire at all. One other note about Bill DeWitt Jr. He goes around, and by the way, Bill III is as involved in this, but they go around and collect memorabilia and paraphernalia for that Cardinal Hall of Fame and Museum. They buy it themselves so that they can equip that Cardinal Hall of Fame and Museum at Ballpark Village with the very best historical Cardinal artifacts that there are. So these are baseball people at their core. So I would be very surprised if the DeWitt family would get out of the baseball business.
Somebody told me this story, and first of all, just a point of order. Are you involved with the voting on the Cardinal Hall of Fame? Are you on that committee in some way, shape, or form?
Yes, I am. I'm on that red ribbon committee, I guess you call it. Yeah.
I have heard numerous times that the ownership has gone to the ends of the earth to sort of determine, study, and sort of appreciate all of the Cardinals that have come before, and to make an honest assessment as to whether or not these old-timers deserve to be in the hall or don't do. And they take painstaking efforts to sort of do right by former Cardinals that have come along the way.
That's 100% right. And when we go into those meetings every January, there are people, deceased players and old-timers that are on the list, and we do go into really minute detail about who deserves to go in that year. So what we do as the Red Ribbon Committee is select the players that are going to be on the ballot. Like this year, there were 4 on the ballot for the recent players, and then we do elect the old-timer, and then at some point, the ownership can also pick a player or a person within the organization's past that can go into the Hall of Fame. For example, Walt Jocketty was an organizational choice. George Kissel was an organizational choice. But yeah, they really do care about the history of the franchise and want to make sure that those people, for example, 1926, this is the 100-year anniversary of the Cardinals' first World Championship, and the Cardinals really did take painstaking effort to make sure that group of players was honored and talked about.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is this comes from somebody who grew up as a Mets fan, a Jets fan, a Knicks fan, even though the recent success of the Knicks. Talk to baseball fans of many number of teams. They would do anything to get the DeWitts as an ownership. And I know there are people who complain about the owners and the DeWitts, and they don't spend enough, or they wish they did this, or they don't like that, sure, whatever. But when you get right down to it, their reign as owner of the Cardinals is probably the most successful run of the Cardinals of any ownership.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And there's a couple of things. Number one, I think we can all rationally say that a lot of baseball passed the Cardinals up between 2015 and about 2024. And the Cardinals are trying to get back to a point where they can be cutting edge like they were for such a long time. But one of my favorite statistics, McGraw, is that from the end of the 2010 season until the end of the 2022 season, so over the course of about 12 years, the Cardinals went to the playoffs most years. There were 5 games in that 12, 13-year period where Cardinal fans didn't watch their team with a chance to make the playoffs. They got eliminated on the final day of the 2016 season. They got that game 162. They got eliminated in game 161 of the 2017 season. And then in 2018, they went all the way to game 158 before being eliminated. So they had 4 more games. So 5 games in 13 years where the Cardinals didn't have a playoff chance. That's pretty darn good.
And for a rebuilding year, for them to be in first place in the wild card race, that's a pretty good rebuilding year as of now.
Yeah, and they are, and I know what happened last night. You hate to see that happen, but you're right. It is a rebuilding year. But think of all the bad teams, the 100-loss teams that franchises like Pittsburgh and Kansas City and Houston, all Detroit, those franchises went through 100-loss seasons. The worst the Cardinals was a 71-91 season, and they're back on the upswing. So they kind of do know what they're doing over at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's also quoted in that. Well, anyway, it's we'll wait and see what this comes out. But I don't think there's going to be one more note in all this, Randy. I don't think there's going to be a minority owner announcement, right? A Stan Kroenke waiting in the wings when the Rams came to town, right? I don't think they're planning on selling part of the team today.
No, and actually, Mr. DeWitt has bought parts of the team, and I think that they would like to keep that in. Remember when this franchise was sold back in 1996, Fred Hanser was a big part of it, and the Hanser family still has a level of ownership. Bob Castellini, the current Reds owner, was part of the ownership group, and Mr. DeWitt has actually bought a higher percentage of the franchise than he had in 1996. I don't think there's any desire as you say, to bring in another investor, because I think the franchise is going to become even more profitable as the years go by. Why bring somebody else in to share the money with?
Yeah. Speaking of last night's game, 0-0 to the ninth. They give up 4 in the ninth and then score 3 in the bottom of the ninth. Tough loss.
Yeah, they don't quit, though. It was a tough one, and I think there are times where when a game starts to get away like that, you don't think, we're not going to score 3 in the bottom of the ninth. I wonder if Ali had to do it all over again, and hindsight's 20/20, if he would take Matt Swanson out. But it is what it is, and that's just one of those games that you lose, and they just got to get back on the winning track tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, Nolan Arenado, he started off a little hot, but I guess he has retracted back to the norm, huh?
Yeah, and he's a 35-year-old guy. Now, playing in his home ballpark benefits him. Playing in Arizona where the ball flies does benefit him. He's still playing very good defense, but I don't think it's reasonable to expect in this day and age. It would be different if we were in 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, when players had helpers that they didn't get tested for. But that doesn't happen now. And so when players get to that age, hey, it happened with the best of all time for us, Albert Pujols. Players do regress as their age rises, and that's what's happening with Nolan Arenado. Still a good player, a Hall of Famer, but not a great player anymore.
Well, Randy, you get better with age, so that's all that really matters. Randy Carricker, who is your sponsor?
It's our friends at Classic Air Care, McGraw. And speaking of being around for a century, they got into business the same year the Cardinals won their first World Championship in 1926, and they've been around ever since. Here they are 100 years later, and Classic Air Care is still doing great work for St. Louisans. And I know that we've got a first alert weather day coming up because of the heat that's coming up in St. Louis. If you haven't had your air conditioner checked, get it checked by Classic Air Care. They've got a $79 tune-up right now. The worst thing that could happen for you, and I'm telling you, the worst is when it's 105 degrees in St. Louis and your air conditioner goes out. You don't want that to happen. So get in touch with Classic Air Care. They've got these beautiful orange vans driving around with the penguins, but they're on the web at Classic Air Care. That's AIRE, classicaircare.com. You can set up your appointment there, tell them Randy sent you, and get your air conditioning checked by Classic Air Care.
Sports in the Morning with Randy Carricker has been brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri. Online at royalbanksofmo.com. And Classic Air Care. Discover the Classic Air Care difference online at classicaircare.com.
Hey, let me tell you about Reese Nichols. It's a real estate company that if you're buying or selling, right, lots of people are buying in the summer months. This is the busy season. People are going to put their house on the market. You've been thinking about it, or you're getting ready to put your toe in the water when it comes to buying. You need to know about Reese Nichols. It's a Missouri real estate company that's been around a long time. Well-respected agents, trusted agents. They know the market. They know St. Louis. They know staging and buying and negotiations and all those types of things. But you don't know the name Reese Nichols. Well, don't be surprised, because it was another name. And recently, I guess at the beginning of the year, they decided Reese Nichols, this doesn't make any sense. We're Reese Nichols in Kansas City. Why aren't we Reese Nichols across the state? And so they changed all the logos, all the letterhead, all the business cards, all the jackets. And so now they all say Reese Nichols. Look, gone are the days where you sit in the Crown Vic and drive around with the real estate agent in the front looking at nice neighborhoods. It's a completely different world, and it's a dog-eat-dog world when it comes to buying a home or selling a home. Reese Nichols will be your advocate, will be your agent, will be your person who is able to get you the deal you want, the deal you deserve. You need someone who knows what's going on. That's Reese Nichols. So whether it's buying or selling, Reese Nichols always gives back to the community in so many different ways. To find out more, ReeseNichols.com. Same great agents, new name, ReeseNichols.com. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Once again, Captain Ball.
McGraw 70 East is congested between Forestel and Wentzville Parkway with road work there. 270 North heavy from Gravois up to Manchester. 270 South is busy from Page down to Ladue Road. 64 West crowded from Hampton to McCausland. 64 East bogs down at McKnight and opens up at Big Bend. In Illinois, 255 North is running slow from 5570 to Horseshoe Lake Road with road work there. And 5570 East is slow from Illinois 111 to Fairmount Avenue. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
Today kicks off an active period of weather with on and off rain and storms all the way through Saturday. So humidity on the rise through the day today. Let's be ready for some hit and miss rain and storms midday into the afternoon and early evening. Today's high at about 83. Then we're partly cloudy and dry tonight, 69 for a mild low. Thursday starts out dry, but rain and storms move in through the afternoon and linger into Thursday night. Heavy rain and pockets of flooding are possible. 85 for the high tomorrow, with even more rain and storms on the way for Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers on the Big 550 KTRS.
Rose got into a little bit of a an incident in the parking lot, and she got a little scrape. What did we do? Told her and sent her to Dents Express. You first have to make an appointment at Dents Express. They've been around for 30-plus years. They have the reputation. They'll fix anything that has got dents, hail damage, or minor collision. Now, Rose was driving, so we don't know how bad it was. We know clearly it was her fault. But Dents Express doesn't matter. It doesn't care. They'll work with your insurance company. All they ask is that you make an appointment. Make the appointment, and then bring the car in, and they'll take care of it. Look, this is what we talk about. This is a family-run business. No hedge funds. You walk in, and you spend 5 minutes with the crew at Dents Express, and you will see the family atmosphere. You'll see the people who have worked there 10, 15, 20 years at Dents Express. So the expertise is there. They've got a great working relationship with everybody. And the front of the office works with the back of the office and everybody else. Free estimates, no appointment needed. Yes, that's not true. You do need an appointment. Once walk-ins used to be welcome, but so many people are going to Dents Express, the word's out. So all they ask you to do is just make an appointment, and then you get a free estimate. Family run for 30-plus years, 2 locations, in Manchester, in Baldwin, I should say. And then their second one is in St. Charles on Highway 94. Dents Express, STL.com.
Don't miss summer. Start your next adventure at Byerly RV. All June long, you can save up to $500 on all in-stock RVs during our RV savings event. Plus, to celebrate National Go RVing Day, we're turning up the savings. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th only, you can save up to $5,000 on select RVs. Don't wait to start making memories. Your next adventure is just a drive away. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka, Missouri, or shop online at ByerlyRV.com.
Are you looking to buy a new home, set money aside for college, or start planning for retirement? Royal Banks of Missouri is here to create a personalized savings strategy that works for you and your financial goals. From roundup savings to money market to individual retirement accounts, they offer a variety of options to help you save for life's most memorable moments. Call 314-212-1500 or visit a location near you to learn more. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Mexican Barrel House is an exciting new beginning for the well-known corner of Olive and Mason and Creve Coeur. You might know the spot, but have you seen the transformation? Our hand-picked decor is old Mexico, but Mexican Barrel House is anything but traditional. A great family history and authentic Mexican cuisine with a bold new flair. Dine in or carry out, we're sure you'll enjoy the experience. And what's a barrel house without a bar? Our happy hour is perfect for meeting friends or making new ones. Try Mexican Barrel House or MexicanBarrelHouse.com.
One thing, I try to do is not think about all the money I have to spend. But sometimes it goes through your head and you think, I got to buy this, I got to spend money on that. But the money that you spent on your house is probably the biggest single purchase you've ever made. So it makes sense to protect it. And you know what? There might be things going on up top there on the roof that you can't see. Allen Roofing can. They don't even have to go up there. They could send some drones up to have a look, find out the problem, give a diagnosis, sit down with you and say, what shall we do from here to protect that asset of yours that you spent all that money on? It only makes sense, whether it's a roof, whether it's siding, tuck pointing, anything to do with the outside of your house. They will help you protect it. Find them online at aroofing.net.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Boges, the co-host of The Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne-Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemariestudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemariestudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne-Marie Design Studio.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's not your typical game day look. Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals face the Miami Marlins, and fans can receive a soccer-style Cardinals jersey presented by Purina. Clean, sporty, and unmistakably Cardinals, it brings a fresh energy to the ballpark from first pitch on, and kids take home a vibrant Cardinals soccer ball to keep the action going long after the final out. 2 ways to play, one big Sunday. Get tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family-favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Now, back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
My friends,
Hey, did you see Oprah's in trouble?
Is this for the
Whitney Houston thing?
Houston.
Apparently, one of the last times Whitney Houston was on the Oprah show, she had relapsed, and they stopped the filming. And Oprah took her backstage and gathered her up and was able to then bring her back on stage and finish the taping. But clearly it looked like she had relapsed, and Oprah had told the audience, please, I guess this was before cell phones and whatever, please, don't take any pictures or don't release any of these pictures, and we'll try and get her help or whatever, but never told that story. It never made the light of day. Well, she was recently somewhere and told that story and talked about how Whitney Houston had relapsed, and apparently getting quite a bit of grief for it, saying, hey, if that story is lost to history, that's where it should stay.
Oh, she's getting grief for telling the story. Because apparently, too, there's video of her falling off the stage.
Yeah, they said they had
buried
to.
It. Yeah,
yeah, they said they had to carry her off the stage. She was in such bad straits. Yeah. But Oprah's being criticized for telling the story. Yeah, all these years later. Yeah, of all the things to criticize Oprah for, I'm not so sure.
But in what context? Yeah, like did someone ask her about it, or she just offered?
She was somewhere, and I don't know, came up somewhere or something, and she told the story, and I don't know, the troubles or the stay away from drugs. Here's a story for you. But I mean, Whitney Houston's been gone now a while. I mean, it's a sad and tragic story, but it's not like she's telling any tales out of school.
Well, and she said she fought really hard to keep video, for people right. So it kind of sounds like she fought hard to preserve her.
I mean, people are piling on Oprah for all the things. All the things you can criticize Oprah for. I'm not sure this is the one I'd pick, but okay. Hey, real quick, the window store. You need windows, you need doors, then you need to talk to my neighbor, Larry Thornton. He is such a nice man. Kipper came over to the yard yesterday. His dog came over to the yard and was playing with our dog. It's really very nice, really very sweet. But here's the deal. You need windows, you need doors. Larry and his son, Joe, run the window store. They have just as good, if not better, quality windows because they have access to all of the same windows as everybody else. They don't have the layers of middle management, and they don't have the layers of corporate stuff, so they can cut the prices and still make a nice living and still give you a better price on your windows. Doors, windows, customer service. Again, they have installers who've been with them for 20 years. Again, a family-run business. This is where you get the quality. This is where you get the craftsmanship. This is why you stick with local families. So if you need windows and you need doors, I'd go to my neighbor. I have gone to my neighbor numerous times. 314-739-0002. Everyone we sent has never said a bad word. Never once has a bad word come back about the window store. WSWindow.net. WSWindow.net. For all your windows and doors, WSWindow.net. I'm sure Rose's car is fine. McGraw, you're the one who can't drive. It's a little harsh.
Wow.
I can't.
You park in spots that aren't yours.
And
you're willy-nilly with the cart.
That's enough. Penn Show. We've waited enough. Let's get the Penn Show on. 9 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
We are live, local and locally owned. This is the Big 550, KTRS St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. As President Trump prepares to head to Capitol Hill for lunch with congressional Republicans, there's some confusion on where things stand in the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran. The head of Iran's nuclear watchdog, Rafael Grossi, said that his inspectors today would be going into the country. The regime says nothing will happen until a final deal has been signed. Grossi earlier today saying,
"There's a war of words here. Some say yes, the others say no."
Mick Mulroy is a security and military consultant for ABC News.
Iran can see the popularity or the unpopularity of the war, so they know that, and they know the economic consequences of their shutting down of the Strait of Hormuz. It was really the only leverage they had, but they played it, from their perspective, very well. It's 21% of the world's energy supply, and it has dramatic impacts on the cost of everything.
Camp Mystic, the Texas Christian camp where 25 girls and 2 counselors died in flash flooding last summer, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Families of the victims filed a lawsuit in November saying camp operators failed to take the steps necessary to protect the girls as floodwaters rose on the 4th of July. A wildfire east of the Utah-Nevada border has exploded in size over the past 24 hours. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
50 miles outside Salt Lake City, the Iron Fire has consumed more than 24,000 acres. South of that, the Cottonwood Fire is scorching the earth and darkening the sky.
We always knew going in that it was going to be a mess if we ever got a fire in this location.
Kaylee Guild of the Utah Division of Forestry, Fires, and State Land says an intense drought is depleting the lakes and reservoirs used by firefighting aircraft.
It sucks, but this is where we are at this point of the game.
Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The Eiffel Tower and the Louvre in Paris closing early. The changing of the guard in London canceled this week, all because of the intense heat wave in Europe. This is ABC News.
I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I want to buy your home. Any property, any condition, and always as is. I will pay top dollar with no contingencies and no inspections. You walk away with cash. So don't waste time and money making repairs and paying real estate commissions. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Or go to robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
I'm Reed Millard, president of Lupton Millard Chapel of St. Louis. We've been faithfully serving St. Louis families for generations. At Lupton Millard Chapel, we understand it's the little things that make a big difference for the families we serve. A traditional church funeral or a unique celebration of life. Providing the finest in services and attention to detail has always been the hallmark of our family.
Lupton Millard Chapel, the leader in excellence since 1905. For more information, go to luptonmillardchapel.com.
Summer is officially here.
Time for outdoor activities, sporting events, seasonal festivals, everything but cooking. Treat Dad to a great breakfast. The best in St. Louis, according to the Post-Dispatch. Lunch while you're out and about, or a terrific home-style dinner. Nobody is disappointed with Gingham's. And don't forget our fabulous desserts. We're open 24 hours a day, so no matter when hunger strikes, Gingham's is open and ready to serve you.
Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant in St. Charles, 636-946-0266, or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Inland Marine Boats in Barnard has been serving your boating needs for 40 years. Hi, I'm Jim, and this is my son, Ryan.
Remember, you only get 18 summers with your kids. Make the most of them with a boat from Inland Marine Boats, your Mercury Marine dealer.
75 degrees at 9:03. The St. Charles City Council voted last night to confirm Mayor Dan Borgmeyer's appointment of Tom Bruning to fill the unexpired term of Ward 4 Council member Scott Shipman. Shipman passed away on May 22nd. Bruning will serve in his role until a special election is held in November. Bruning will be publicly sworn in at the July 7th City Council meeting. Budget cuts for the St. Louis City County Jail and Juvenile Center will go into effect today. This comes after the County Council delayed approving $2.9 million to keep medical staff working at both facilities. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page and several people spoke out about the situation at last night's meeting. More than 400 people nationwide are charged with health care fraud. This was a result of the Justice Department's 2026 National Health Care Fraud Takedown. 17 of those charged are in the state of Illinois and 24 in Missouri. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway released a statement which reads in part, quote, "Our office is putting fraudsters on notice. If you steal from our Missouri Medicaid program, we will find you and we will hold you accountable," end quote. Railroad crossings in St. Louis have seen multiple serious incidents in recent years, including fatal collisions. KTRS's Steve Potter reports on ENS Sign Awareness Day.
The Illinois Treasurer's Office unveiled the program yesterday. Last year, an Amtrak train struck and killed a man just blocks from Tower Grove Park. ENS stands for Emergency Notification System, and Missouri is participating in ENS Sign Awareness Day, which is today. Those signs are located at railroad crossings and colored in blue and white and display a phone number for you to call in an emergency and a crossing number to identify your location. Today's message is being shared in public service announcements that remind the public that if you or someone you see gets stuck on train tracks, look for the blue and white sign and call the number.
Remember, find the blue and white to save your life.
The blue and white signs can also be used to report non-emergencies such as malfunctioning warning gates and signals. Blue and White Sign Awareness Day is held every year on June 24th. Steve Potter, KTRS News.
The City of Ladue will hold a meeting today on a controversial redevelopment plan. The City of Ladue is reviewing the plan to redevelop the former Rock Hill Quarry site near McKnight Road and Old Warson Road. It includes 235 apartments, about 9,000 square feet of commercial space, and 42 single-family residential lots. Today's meeting is scheduled from 4 to 6 p.m. at the St. Louis County Library's Clark Family Branch. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs, and you can place your order anytime at WKF.com. And now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. You can tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 right here on the Big 550. The Dow is up 116 points to 51,800. The S&P is up 23 points to 7,400. And the NASDAQ is up 60 points to 25,700. In KTRS Sports, a late rally fell short for the Cardinals in a 4-3 loss to the Diamondbacks at Busch. Matt Svanson lasted just a third of an inning, but gave up all of the Arizona runs in the game's final frame. And the Blues have dealt Jordan Kyrou to the Washington Capitals for 2 young players and the number 16 pick in the upcoming NHL draft. Kyrou's tenure with the Note comes to a close with 168 goals and 488 career games. In KTRS Time Saver Traffic, let's go to the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center for a look at the roads, where we find Captain Paul Kopsky standing by.
And Rose, this traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. 270 South slows down at Ladue Road as drivers try to exit onto 64. 64 West crowded from Hampton to McCausland. 64 East bogs down around 170. In Illinois, 255 North is running slow from Collinsville Road to Horseshoe Lake Road, and 5570 East is jammed from Illinois 111 to Fairmount Avenue. This traffic report is brought to you by McKnight Place Assisted Living. McKnight Place has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. Call 314-993-3333 or visit them at McKnightPlace.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. And now your KTRS forecast. Cloudy with scattered rain today, high of 81. Rain and storms tonight with an overnight low of 67. And tomorrow, heavy rainfall expected with a high of 87. 75 degrees at 9:08. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
I'm Jason Quillman, owner and founder of Window Depot USA of St. Louis. You don't replace your windows and doors every day, so when you do, make it count with the best product at the best value. At Window Depot USA of St. Louis, we bring you Energy Star most efficient triple pane windows built for maximum energy savings, superior sound control, and condensation resistance. And thanks to our national buying power, we offer high-performance triple pane windows competitively priced compared to other companies' double panes. Call Window Depot USA of St. Louis today at 636-939-4800 or visit us online at WindowDepotSTL.com.
Jill Farmer here with Dan Head, the owner of Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Both companies really offer a lot for customers, don't they?
Combining the capabilities of Patriot and Luna allows us to create any outdoor space you imagine. Essentially, if you can dream it, we can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, our amazing craftsmen will make it a reality and add value to your home.
Call 314-822-3232 for a free consultation or come visit their Kirkwood showroom online at patriotbuildsstl.com.
Hey St. Louis, whether it be auto, home, life, or business insurance, Alexander Hinton has you covered as a trusted insurance agent of the Big 550 KTRS. Get a quote today with Alexander Hinton and American Family Insurance. Keep your insurance agent local, not managed by a call center, and speak to the same person every time you call.
Save now by calling 314-205-2050. That's 314-205-2050.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Frank and Jill Show.
Hi, this is Frank Cusimano from The Frank and Jill Show. Join us for Wednesday's program. The executive editor of St. Louis Magazine, Sarah Fensky, will be with us. We're talking movies. Tariq Khan is going to break down an iconic one called Top Gun. Plus, Ryan Raphael. That's The Frank and Jill Show on Wednesday, 10 o'clock.
Frank Cusimano and Jill Farmer, weekdays 10 to noon. Right here on KTRS, the talk of St. Louis. This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
it or not, it's the 9th annual St. Louis Pen Show. 9th annual. You blink your eyes, it's the 9th annual. We first found out about the Pen Show in 2020, and we were making fun of it, and we invited Ann Morgan to come on the show to talk about the Pen Show and who would go to a pen show. It turns out this is fast becoming, of course, one of the best pen shows in the country. Now it's headed for this weekend at the Sheraton Westport Chalet. Ann Morgan, welcome back to the show.
So much for having me.
You are become our favorite, and we apologize every time we see you. We made fun of you when we first heard about the Pen Show, but as you were joking with Rose, what do I look like when I leave the Pen Show every year? Right?
Oh, he comes home with 2 big bags of everything: ink, paper, pens, stationery, all kinds of things.
About 2 months ago,
are big.
About 2 months ago, I was like, "Hey, when's that Pen Show coming up? I need a Pen Show fix." It has become one of my favorite things to do.
It's really different. And when we first started this, we'd tell people, "Oh, we're having a pen show," and they'd say, "You're doing what?" And then we explain, and then they say, "Oh, I like to doodle."
Yeah.
McGraw loves to doodle.
Yeah.
So,
and you and your husband would go to pen shows. You'd fly to pen shows in New York and Vegas and L.A. and whatever else, right?
yes, well, yeah, most of them are on the East and West Coast.
Okay.
And we'd go to talk to vendors to get them to come to St. Louis. Because as a newbie show, you have to talk it up and go and say, this is what we have to offer.
Right.
Our vendors that come to St. Louis love us. They love Westport. They love the whole idea, and especially the fact that we're the middle of the country.
I would think that where is the St. Louis Pen Show now ranked? That's got to be coming up in stature here.
We are ranked about 3rd out of 17.
3rd out of 17 pen shows in the country.
Yes.
I mean, that's something considering our population and our everything else, right?
Exactly. We don't have the population of, say, Chicago and Washington, D.C. and places like that. But we have enough to offer. This year we have 29 classes. Half of those classes are free. And they're about stationery and ink and pens and book binding. We have a wonderful guy coming from New York City that loves to doodle figures, and he's written a couple of books. His name is Scott B. Jones, and he's going to be really cool. People are going to love him, and he has a couple of classes. We have all kinds of things going on with it.
All right, so it's the St. Louis Pen Show, 9th annual. It's this weekend, kicks off Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, but we have a Trader Day also on Thursday from 11 to 5 that if you have, say, pens that you don't know how much they're worth or you just don't know what they're about, then you can come in on that day, on Trader Day, and have people look at them and evaluate them and give you an idea. And a lot of our vendors will set up for a table. It's not in the main ballroom, but it's a good way to start.
So it's a good way to sort of... like a baseball card show. What do I have here? Tell me about this Mickey Mantle-based baseball card.
Exactly.
Yeah. When are you going to outgrow the Westport Chalet? When are you going to the Dome or the Family Arena or something?
Never.
Never.
This is just right where we are. We can always add a few more tables. We could go into the other ballrooms here at that are on the same level, but then we'd have to put up a tent. It would be kind of bad.
Okay, so you like to keep it just this size?
Just this way. I'd rather be able to be picky about who the vendors are and make sure we have really cool, really...
So you're telling me that you are now turning away vendors from the pen show?
Well, we do have a waiting list.
Is that right?
Yes, we have a waiting list, so that's really good.
Yeah. Now, the pen I buy a new pen every year, or a couple of pens, or maybe more than a couple of pens. But one of my pens broke. I can bring it on Thursday or Friday and talk to one of the vendors. And
you can bring it all 4 days. And not on Thursday, not on Trader Day, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have people there who can repair them, who can fine-tune your nib so that it won't be scratchy anymore.
Right.
That can, if you have a pen you inherited and you have no idea what it's worth, bring it on in.
Or how it works, or what do I get the cartridge, or what kind of cartridge it is. And
exactly. Or you can get a change to work as a cartridge rather than a loader or whatever. So you can have any of that done.
Yeah, really. I'm telling you what, it is one of those things where never in a million years would I ever think that I was excited to go to a pen show, but it's just strangely compelling. Everyone couldn't be any nicer. And pens and writing and doodling, and I can't tell you how many people who I've come back and made fun of me, and I'm like, well, check this out, and I give them the pen, and they're, you should have gotten this one. Oh, I like this one. Oh, no, right? So, I mean, then they get sucked right into the whole deal.
They do, and then they come on over and find out how easy it is, and we have deliberately kept the price low to come in. It's $10 a day or $20 for the weekend.
Yeah. The other thing, too, about pens is as we get further into this computer world, thank you notes are just not done anymore. You can a nice handwritten thank you note is worth its weight in gold. And so every year I go and they always have somebody selling gift cards or thank you notes, and on a nice pen, on a nice piece of paper, and a nice envelope, you send that off to somebody. That's just really classy, I think.
It really makes a statement that you care.
Yeah.
And that's really important. Another thing that's really interesting about this whole writing thing is that lots of studies have been done that show that if you type something on a computer, you only remember where the keys are on the keyboard. But if you write something, you remember the content of what you wrote. So that's why they are really encouraging a lot of college students to start taking notes by hand.
Interesting.
Because they'll remember it.
Yeah. To give me some other classes that we can attend.
Bookbinding.
Okay.
We have a couple of classes on stickers and lots of stationery. We're getting more stationery things coming in.
Okay.
Also
calligraphy.
Calligraphy. Oh, always calligraphy.
Yeah, that's a big
we
one.
always have calligraphy. We have free classes on fine-tuning your cursive writing because we are a nonprofit organization, 501c3, and our mission statement is to use any funds left over from the show to teach adults and children how to read and write in cursive because they don't do it anymore.
Right.
And they spend most of their time on the electronics and on the laptops in schools. They don't do cursive. They learn how to do their name, but they don't use it then again.
When I'm using my fountain-tipped pen,
yes,
my handwriting is significantly better. And it's much easier flow, and there's something to it, right? I mean, the newer Bic pens ruined something when it came to writing. It still works, but something's different.
It still works, but when you use a fountain pen, because it's ink, it flows out onto the paper. And of course, it depends on the paper too.
Sure.
We have paper testing as well as ink testing things here, tables, and you can try the different papers, and you'll see some absorb the ink more, and the ink flows over the top of it, and you want to see which works the best for you.
Yeah, no, it's become a whole thing. You know, the other thing too is years ago, if memory serves me right, weren't there like stationery stores where they would have pens and cartridges and things like that? But those things don't exist anymore, right?
They don't really exist anymore, and yes, in fact. One of our sponsors is Lippic Pens, who are not in business anymore. They're Lippic Entertainment. They're in business, but they're not making pens. And they have a picture of showing World War II where people were lined up downtown on Washington Avenue to get into the shop to buy pens and paper because you had to send it in the mail. You couldn't just go online or do Facebook, so they had to.
So you were able to get a sponsor for the pen show that doesn't even exist anymore. Man, you're a good salesperson.
They like to come too.
Tell me,
they like to be involved.
Sure. Tell me about this. The gentleman who was the big sponsor who I met last year, who makes those really nice pens.
Oh, David Oscarson.
Yes.
David Oscarson is a St. Louis native. Went to Parkway West, in fact, and he has been designing pens for 25 years. And he worked, he started out in the jewelry business and then developed into a pen maker. And his pens are known all over the world. They're basically sterling silver with glass overlay designs all over them. He does a ton of research on every pen, and they each have a special theme. The one this year on our design, on our postcard, is the spirit of St. Louis, showing the airplane.
Yeah.
And he's done a really cool one, too, for the 250th anniversary.
And so these are one-off pens. He doesn't mass produce them. He gets commissioned to make these
they're
pens.
Sort of mass produced.
Yeah.
They're made in Sussex, England.
Okay.
And they are, and yes, he'll make a certain limited number, and but he has probably, and I don't even know how many exactly. He's probably designed about, he does at least 2 a year, so 50, 60 pens.
Yeah.
And he does do some for special companies if they want him to do that. But
So he does special one-offs and things like
but
that.
the pens are what we would all call expensive. They're $6,000 a piece, but they're worth it.
I mean, they're the Rolex of pens,
Yes,
in a
exactly.
sense. I mean, that's
Exactly.
yeah.
And it's
And for the
really,
man or the executive or the female that has everything, a nice pen might be a nice gift for
exactly. It's
all sorts of
perfect.
things. Yeah.
And David has been with us since the very beginning. I have a story to tell that when I was getting ready to, in the first year, I wanted to write him a letter and see if he'd be a sponsor. And I hadn't quite finished the letter, and I get this phone call, and it says, "Hi, I'm David Oscarson. I hear you're having a pen show. I want to be a sponsor." We talked for an hour, and it was great.
So as you were writing him a letter to ask him, he at the same time calls you and says, "I'd like to be a sponsor."
He'd heard about the show on the pen show circuit, and
Does anybody say no to you, Ann Morgan?
yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know about that. Okay, the pen show this weekend. You got the Trader Show on Thursday, and then Friday 11 to 6, Saturday 9 to 5, and then Sunday 10 to 3.
Yeah.
Where do we get tickets?
You can buy tickets at the door. You can't do it online anymore.
Okay.
When you come in, your ticket price includes a free bag. This year we have, for the first 500 people, we have special booklets that were made by Papillon Press here and given to us for stamps and stickers. Our vendors will have a stamp you can have stamped there, and stickers are huge.
Yeah.
Now, again, they came back in full force. We have a special St. Louis pen show sticker that is free this year as well, and, of course, blotters. Every year we have a new blotter made. One of our members, Mark Sabelman, makes them up on his letterpress, and he loves making them, and they become quite a collectible.
Yeah.
If you have them from the beginning,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
really do.
Okay, so the online you cannot buy tickets. You have to show up in person.
Yes.
Is it going to sell out? It's going to be pretty crowded. Should we worry about selling out?
Normally we have about 1,500, but because we have this big, wonderful ballroom, it never feels terribly crowded.
Okay, so we're good.
We have enough room to be able to move around, and of course, with the light at the end of the ballroom, daylight, it really makes it easy.
It really is a lot of fun. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, kids are. I mean, it's very kid friendly too. Kids love it as well.
It's very kid friendly. We have a scavenger hunt for kids when they go around to different vendors and find out about all the parts of the pen and everything. Then at the end, they're given a free pen.
Classes and seminars on handwriting, calligraphy, stamp creation, journaling, other pen and stationery topics.
Right.
Modern and vintage pens, stationery and notebooks, accessories, ink testing, nib repair and grinds, pen repair, all of it at the 9th Annual St. Louis Pen Show, Westport Chalet. To find out more, stlpenshow.com. Ann Morgan, the third best pen show in America after 9 years. It is a testament to you. Thank you very much for coming in. You're always welcome here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And we'll
see you soon.
See you Friday. See you Friday, bright and early. Get back to work. There you go. That's all you need to know. The Pen Show here at Westport this weekend. America at Night, back in a moment. Wait, let me tell you about, hold on, you want to retire first. Let me tell you about Legacy Wealth Advisors and Kevin Lloyd. Right after we record the show on Friday, I'm headed over straight to the Pen Show. And Kevin Lloyd is great because he will help you increase your Social Security check, reduce your taxes on your Social Security, to reduce your taxes going forward, investments so that you can actually see your investments grow and not take the risk that many people have to take to enjoy your retirement. It's as simple as that. You need a true financial plan. And if your financial guy isn't talking to your tax guy, and your tax guy is not talking to your financial guy, you're doing a lot of damage. You're driving a race car and you don't know how to drive it. Call Kevin Lloyd, call them, set up an appointment, meet with one of him or one of his advisors, and start the process. When he gives you back the true financial plan, that's when you make the decision as whether or not you want to work with him. So it's a wonderful opportunity to just see what everyone's talking about when it comes to retirement. If you are retired, great. Call Kevin Lloyd. If you're getting ready to retire, great. Call Kevin Lloyd. 314-641-1010 or the website whenretirementhappens.com.
Hey, St. Louis. If you love the feel of cursive writing with a fountain pen, documenting your thoughts and idea through journaling, or just doodling, the 2026 St. Louis Pen Show is the place for you. Located in the Sheraton Chalet in beautiful Westport Plaza, the St. Louis Pen Show will run June 25th through the 28th. There will be over 85 vendors from all over the U.S. and Canada. Check out the website at stlpenshow.com. The 2026 St. Louis Pen Show, located at Westport Plaza in Maryland Heights, Missouri.
Looking for a smarter, safer way to invest? For a limited time, lock in a great rate with Together Credit Union's 11-month CD special. From day one, your return on investment is guaranteed. No market swings, no surprises, just a competitive fixed rate that steadily grows your deposit. Make your money work harder with a financial partner that puts you first. Visit a Together Credit Union branch near you or go online to togethercu.org to learn more. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green. Online at jewelsonhampton.com.
Make a splash this summer with Dogtown Pizza. The weather and the pizza ovens are heating up, so stock up on 12 different flavors of your favorite Dogtown. Why cook hamburgers on the grill when you can get a hamburger pizza? Hot chicken, the SOB and for me, and from the garden, tomato, basil, garlic, and the veggie. Make your next pool party a pizza party with 12 different flavors of Dogtown, one for every swimmer in your house. Make it a Dogtown summer at every local grocery store and dogtownpizza.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Something is happening in St. Louis. People are driving past other Kia dealers and heading straight to HW Kia. Why? Payments. Lease a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $189 a month. That's right. A new K4 just $189 a month on a 24-month lease. That payment is skimpier than summer swimwear. Plus, HW Kia needs your trade like St. Louis needs air conditioning. Get up to $3,000 over book value for your trade. Running or not, pretty or not, paid off or not. HW Kia wants it. If your credit's a little sunburned, don't panic. HW Kia wants to work with you. So keep driving past those other dealers and get to HW Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. HW Kia in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. And remember, Big D wants to see you in an HW Kia. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit to well-qualified buyers through Kia Finance. 2026 K4, 3695 days. Discount includes 850 in lease cash, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus 95 license and fee expires 6/30/26.
Calling all Metro East residents. The weather may be unpredictable, but that doesn't mean your home comfort has to be. From emergency heating and cooling emergencies and repairs to new systems and yearly maintenance checks, you can feel confident that you're ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at you with the help from the friends at Viviano. Get quality, reliable service every time, any season. Go to their website, vivianoair.com. That's vivianoair.com. Train, the most reliable name in heating and cooling around. It's hard to stop a train.
The World Cup is here, and for a team to survive, they need a good defense. If you've been hurt in a crash or on the job, call Brown & Brown now for a free consultation. 314-333-3333. That's 314, all threes. The choice of lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Bama, go!
It's time for a CarShield Sportsplex 2026 Summer of Soccer Update, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's.
Let's take a look back at Tuesday's action. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 goals. Portugal, big over Uzbekistan 5-0. England and Ghana, bit of a surprise, played a 0-0 draw in Group L. Also in Group L, it was Croatia getting past Panama in dramatic fashion, 1-0. And it was Colombia over the Congo late night in Group K, 1-0. Our CarShield Sportsplex Summer of Soccer Updates presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Ragazzi's. Also brought to you by Yinzer Family Dental, Spas and More, STL, Brown & Brown Attorneys at Law, River City Tree Service, and Dents Express on the Big 550.
This has been the CarShield Sportsplex 2026 Summer of Soccer Update on the Talk of St. Louis, the Big 550, KTRS. Now back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550, KTRS.
Meep, meep. Captain Paul Kopsky in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Take it away.
McGraw 270 South slows down at Ladue Road, where the right lane is closed, causing issues for drivers trying to exit onto 64. 64 East bogs down around 170, and 5570 East is jammed from Illinois 111 to Fairmount Avenue. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. Dents Express, STL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Oh, that's me. Let me tell you about Neighbors Credit Union, neighborscu.org, neighborscu.org. They got something called the Home Everything line of credit, home improvements, vacations, education, maybe debt consolidation. That's a great way to save some money, consolidate all that debt with a Home Everything line of credit from Neighbors Credit Union. You'll enjoy a great low introductory rate for the first year. The first 12 months, Neighbors Credit Union can do that for you. And so that's a great way to consolidate your money, save on those interest payments, and then pay it off in the year. Save yourself some serious money if you do that. Neighbors Credit Union is a great way to do it. They have 8 area locations. Maybe while you're there, you can open up an account for the young person in your life. Anyone under the age of 22 can qualify for a smart account. Teach them the value of money. A 16-year-old who's spending money like a drunken sailor, right? All of a sudden, you put them in charge of their own monies. You give them a budget. All of a sudden, they sing a different tune. Open up a smart account, and you'll see how their financial literacy gets real smart, real quick when it's their own money. Neighbors Credit Union, a Home Everything line of credit, or a smart account, or anything else in between. NeighborsCU.org, 8 area locations. Find out more. NeighborsCU.org.
Is your job just a job, and you want to work in a rewarding career? If the answer is yes, then start your journey today by becoming a union construction craft laborer. Why wait? Visit buildunion.com to learn more about becoming a union craft laborer and starting a rewarding career in the construction industry. Build a career, build a future, build a legacy. Buildunion.com for more information.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Hardcastle, host of Money Talk. Join me and all of our Money Talkers for our June 2027 French Riviera Money Talk vacation. 9 days, unpack one time, balmy beaches, coastal resorts, chic boutiques, captivating museums, and much more. And if you book early, under $5,000 for brochure and information, call our Delta office, 636-532-0484. The French Riviera, I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
When it comes to mortgage lenders, I know you have no shortage of options. But are you working with someone local who can truly simplify the process? I'm David Goldberg with the Goldberg Group, and as a St. Louis home purchase expert, I know this market inside and out. I specialize in tough-to-complete situations for borrowers who are self-employed, looking to buy and sell at the same time, and may have been turned down somewhere else. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or seasoned homeowner, you can trust me with all of your home financing needs. Call or text me at 314-471-4030. 314-471-4030.
Are you or a family member needing to sell your home? Then call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I will buy your home in any condition and always as is. Call me at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. No contingencies, no inspections, just cold hard cash. I'll save you time and money. So make that call now and let me buy your house. RobankProperties.com. That's ROBANG Properties.com.
Rigazzi's, the oldest Italian-American restaurant on the hill, is your World Cup headquarters. Streaming every World Cup match live on all new TVs. Come watch a game and hold our own trophy, the world-famous 32-ounce Rigazzi's Fish Bowl. All your classic Italian favorites served with flavor and hospitality that generations have loved. And during U.S. games, when the U.S. scores, you score a free order of their famous toasted ravioli. Must be present to redeem. Make your plans to catch all the World Cup action this summer at Rigazzi's.
Now, back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, we got lots of text to get through. Here's one from the 314. McGraw, in regards to your conversation about local radio, my son just came back from college, and he was in town for 2 days, and he just said to me, I was listening to KTRS radio, and only then did I feel like I was back in St. Louis home after listening to the radio. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you very much. Nice of you to say. Right? You become the voice of St. Louis. There's something to be said for that. So thank you very much. It's really very sweet. Here's another one. I was a big Trump fan, huge Trump fan, lost family members over my support of Donald Trump. I heard you earlier this morning talk about the reflecting pool, and I heard you say that President Trump drove his motorcade across the finished reflecting pool, and that's the reason why the reflecting pool rubber bottom is now ripped apart. I don't know if that's true, but give me a break on Trump. I'm done with him. After all of this, he drives his motorcade over the reflecting pool to see for himself. Why couldn't he just walk along the side and look at it? Why did he have to drive his car over the reflecting pool? I used to be a Trump fan. I'm now done. All right, so that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Donald Trump driving his motorcade over the reflecting pool. Okay. All right. All the other things was fine. The driving over the reflecting pool in a motorcade. Look at that video. It is pretty bizarre. It also shows you how big the reflecting pool is, where you see the 15-car motorcade along the reflecting pool. They drove on it once it was finished and sealed. And then shortly thereafter, they filled it up with the water, and that's when the algae came, and then someone poured the hydrogen peroxide on, and the bottom started to peel up. I don't know. I have yet to read anyone who says that that's the reason why the rubber membrane on the reflecting pool broke or was ripped was because somebody drove on it. But I don't know if it helped. I haven't seen videos of the person with a knife. Now that's a knife, who they claim went right down the middle of the reflecting pool and ripped it all up. I would hopefully that it be a little harder to do that, but be that as it may, apparently it is the number one tourist attraction in Washington, D.C. right now, the reflecting pool. To be honest with you, I don't care. I just care so little about this story, but it is what it is. Tony on line one. Tony, good morning. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
How you doing? Can you? I hope you can hear me clearly. I have a bit of a frog in my throat today.
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. Tony from Montreal. Go ahead, Tony. Take it away.
Listen, today in Quebec, just so you know, it's St. John the Baptist Day. It was historically a religious holiday, but they've turned it into a political. I guess it's a non-Christian or a non-secular day, and it's a holiday in the middle of nowhere of this week today, always on the 24th of June. And it's kind of like Quebec saying to the rest of Canada, we have our national holiday, and you guys have your Canada Day, which is July 1st, and the Americans have theirs on July the 4th. So out of nowhere today, I'm sitting in my house listening to you, not going anywhere because everything is closed. All the stores, all of the courthouses, etc., all of the workstations are all closed. No libraries open. So I just thought maybe, in light of the fact that people are cutting up your pool, I'm sitting in a pool right now.
All right. Well, don't be driving your presidential motorcade on it. Tony, take care of that voice. Thanks for checking in. Sandy, line 2. Good morning. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Good morning. I just had a question. I have not seen the video that you're talking about.
Okay.
But I was wondering, how did they get those vehicles into that reflecting pond?
They drove him on there.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
It's about a 3-foot drop.
I don't know if there's a ramp onto it or not, but there is video and pictures of the motorcade driving along the reflecting pool.
So you think they had a crane or?
No, I don't think they had a crane. I think they drove on it. Maybe they put a ramp down. I don't know. I mean, that's not the hardest part of this story. Maybe they put a ramp down. 3 feet for the beast. I'm sure these cars can withstand a 3-foot drop. And I don't even know if it's a 3-foot drop. Maybe it's something less. I don't know. Maybe there's a boat ramp on one of the sides, or maybe there's a wheelchair accessible ramp on one side. I don't know. But
okay.
You can certainly see it's not a fake picture. It's not AI driven. It's a real video of the presidential motorcade, 10, 12 cars driving along the reflecting pool after it was finished so that President Trump could inspect it. And then once they drove off, then they started filling the reflecting pool with the water from the river, which then created the algae. Then someone poured the hydrogen peroxide, which doesn't seem like a really good idea when it comes to sort of paint thinners, and that's what hydrogen peroxide sort of eats things away. So it's not shocking that the paint on the bottom of the pool would sort of bubble up after you pour hydrogen peroxide on there. The algae problem got worse, and here we are.
Okay. I just wondered, I've been to Washington, D.C., I've seen the reflecting pond, and if you just watch different shots on the regular news, it was showing it. They showed a man walking in there, a worker with waders on. I don't know how tall he was, but the water came up over his waist.
Yeah.
He had one of those fishing net things where you catch stuff and pull it out of the water.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I don't know if it's deeper in the middle than on the sides. I don't know if they used a ramp a makeshift ramp with plywood or something to sort of get the cars back and through. I don't know. Maybe they just elevated the cars. Maybe they had a lift. Who knows? But there's no doubt that no one's disputing that President Trump had the motorcade drive over the reflecting pool while it was drained after it was finished and sealed.
Right. I was just wondering how, if they showed how the vehicles got in the water.
Yeah. I haven't seen that part.
Well, I guess it wouldn't have water in it then, because you said it was before they.
Correct. Yeah, it was before they. After they finished the floor before they filled it with water.
Right. Okay, well, I was just wondering about that.
You got it, Sandy. Have yourself a good day.
Thank you.
You got it. 314. The military can build temporary across rivers. I'm sure they had no problem building a ramp to get into a reflecting pool for this ridiculous inspection parade. Come on, Sandy. If they had a fence, the whole pool can be built a ramp. 18 inches on the side, 30 inches in the middle, kind of V-shaped. All his presidents worried about the reflecting pond as much as this guy has. All presidents. Sorry, I can't read it. The photo shows multiple vehicles, not just the Beast. No, it was the whole presidential motorcade. Apparently, it wasn't just the one carrying Donald Trump. It was the whole motorcade. And I would think, unless it's that coating that they put on garages where you can drive on, right? It's not a epoxy, because epoxy doesn't stand the test of time or weather. So that would have been a nightmare. I don't know what they used, but clearly whatever they used is susceptible to either cars being driven over them or hydrogen peroxide being poured on them. Driving alongside of it or actually in it? No. One more time with feeling. He drove actually in the reflecting pool. Not along the sides, in the actual pool, where they painted, where the water was going. Before they filled it up, he took his presidential motorcade and drove around to see for himself. Not along the sides, in the actual pool. That's the point I'm making. 314. I don't believe you. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't make this up. I don't even want to talk about this. Snopes agrees with. I'm sorry. Snopes doesn't agree with me. Snopes confirms that yes, the presidential motorcade drove in the reflecting pool before they filled it with water. So if you can't believe Snopes, I don't know what to tell you. Perhaps it was a failed seam. Hydrogen peroxide does not permeate rubber. I don't know. The story I read was that the bottom was coated with a truck bed liner material, not rubber. It was not meant to be used on concrete or the base was not prepped correctly. Clearly something happened. And I haven't seen pictures of somebody with a knife running down the middle of it that was able to cut it up. I haven't seen that. To quote a good friend of mine, he lies when the truth would serve him better. No, that's true too. 314. I totally forgot he drove his convoy across the pool service. What idiot does that? Oh yeah. Quote unquote, draining the swamp. Ha. McGraw AOC brought up a good point. Trump literally made the reflecting pool a swamp and then he drained it. So he is doing exactly what he said he was doing, draining the swamp. Ask Tony about Gordie Howe, please. Hydrogen peroxide is used as paint thinner and attacked the spray coating. How do you even know that's a valid photograph if you're seeing a car in the reflecting pool? That thing is deep. It would have taken some ramps to get them in and out of there. It makes no sense to me, so I think you got some AI going down on that deal. One, sure. I agree with you in a certain sense. Who do you trust? I trust Snopes. I trust Snopes.com. And if I can't believe Snopes, then there's no sense believing anything. And if you only believe what you want to believe, then so be it. But I think President Trump admitted it. I mean, I don't think he shied away from the White House hasn't shied away from the fact that they went and visited the reflecting pool before they filled it up as a sort of a review of the troops. He was so proud of his reflecting pool that he wanted to go see it. So there you go. All right, 314-931-5877, 314-931-5877. Text your comments to 84126. Do I have to break? I got a break. All right, Joe says I got a break. Don't blame me. Joe is infringing on my free speech rights. Let me tell you about STLMedWeightLoss.com. That's Dr. Joe. Look, it's now July, and you still haven't done anything about that weight loss commitment you made yourself back in January. That's okay. Don't do not beat yourself up. We've all been there, right? It's hard to get started. That's why Dr. Joe has invented STLMedWeightLoss.com. It's a weight loss clinic, and he streamlined the whole process to make it as simple as possible. Let's talk about pricing. First of all, he'll send the GLP-1 medicine right to your front door, and you can get going. You have to make an appointment, and once you're approved, then he sends the medicine right to your front stoop, and you get things going. Let's talk about pricing, because that's a big thing, right? Everyone agrees, and so many people are on the shot. But what about the cost? What about the convenience of it all? Once you're approved and once you get all of your answers satisfied, the low introductory price of $200 a month is a pretty sweet deal with Dr. Joe. He also has a program where you can lock in for 6 months. So that means any dose for the full 6-month term stays that same price. So you get price guarantee, you have low pricing, and you're able to do some serious damage when it comes to your weight and your health. You can start to get healthy and start to lose weight. And once you start losing weight, once you start feeling those pants feel a little looser, you're going to start to get motivated. And these GLP-1s are going to help you get motivated so you can lose weight and get healthy. STLMedWeightLoss.com. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
The cost of living is going up, Social Security is going down, and who knows where the stock market is going. There are a lot of things you can't control about retirement, but there's one thing you can. You can call the team at Ricken Financial. Their focus has always been preserve what you have and build a paycheck that comes in every month. Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation meeting, 314-207-6211 or at rickenfinancial.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
In soccer, a guaranteed win is rare. But in real estate, Gloria Lou makes it happen.
Sell with certainty this summer with Gloria Lou at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. While the world's best score on the field, Gloria scores and sells for you this summer. Her summer upfront guarantee. Gloria will sell your home at 100% of market value, or she'll pay you the difference. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Jill Farmer from my friends at Patriot Build Sunrooms and Luna Builds. Combining the capabilities of these two excellent companies allows them to create any outdoor space you imagine. It's going to add value to your home, and you're going to love it. This makes them unique in St. Louis. Essentially, if you can dream it, they can build it. From the highest level custom finishes to more user-friendly projects, their craftsmen will make it a reality. Give Patriot a call for a free design consultation, 314-822-3232, or visit their Crookwood showroom online, patriotbuildsstl.com.
Stay connected with the Big 550 KTRS, streaming 24/7 online at ktrs.com or on the KTRS app. Powered by JBL Financial. Stream Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
It's Julie Buck here to tell you that the patio is open at Bishop's Post right next to Chesterfield Mall. Get your reservations in now and go to Bishop's Post. You will love it. Tell them Julie Buck sent you, bishopspost.com.
For the last 33 years, we've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do I hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a Banner day.
Now back to McGraw, presented by Londoff Chevrolet, the Londoff Autoplex, and Londoff.com. On the Big 550 KTRS.
9:55 here, Big 550 KTRS. It is the summer season, and weddings, anniversaries, yes, that's the season. And wedding, you need the ring, you need the anniversary, you need something else, right? Men's watches, ladies' watches, men's jewelry. It's all at Lordo's Diamonds. We talk about family-run businesses, right, all morning long. None better than Lordo's, 70-plus years in the business. They learned the whole business from their father. It's been handed down. They cherish that role, and they make sure everything's done right. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets, you name it. It's quality. That's what you get with a family jeweler. You don't going to go online and go to Facebook Marketplace to buy a diamond. You're not going to send it off to some no-name website to get it fixed. You're going to take it to a family jeweler. Lordo's, 314-432-8008. Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road, right across the street from the firehouse over there. Lordo's Diamonds, or lordosdiamonds.com. From the Country Club Car Wash text line, the reflecting peel. Oh, that's a good one. 618. When did we become so nonchalant as to refer to the president just as Trump? Who does he think he is, Seal or McLovin? The first reference is President Trump. Then thereafter, you can just call him Trump. You can call him President Obama, and then you can call him Obama. That's sort of nomenclature. Maybe Donald Trump wanted to see if he could actually walk on water. Hey-o. I'd rather Trump focus on the reflecting pool than the Middle East. Keep focused on the pool. This president holds nothing sacred except for himself. Guess he has to charge himself for vandalism and then make a deal, sue the government, and get billions. Hey, McGraw, I got a letter. I can't read that one. They arrested a guy for sticking his hand in the pool. Yeah. How about that? Vandalism. The Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in Washington, D.C. ranges from 18 inches deep on the edges to 30 inches deep in the middle. The bottom features a V-shaped that slopes down into the trench running along the center. Make the knife cutting the base was actually one or all of the cars making the tear? I don't know. The Gordie Howe Bridge. Get some glasses and read what is written. A little harsh. Holy mackerel. Please talk about the reflecting pool. I just did. I didn't bring it up. One of the callers brought it up. Or the texters brought it up. All right, we're done. Have a great day. Thanks for putting up with me. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years.